right, folks. We're just 2 minutes away from the show we've all been waiting for, The Lion's Den. You know it's about to be crazy, interesting, and downright hilarious tonight. If you've been here before, you already know why this is one of the few shows that keeps you glued to the screen the entire time. The host, fearless. What can I say? The man's a legend. Handsome, well-built, and an intellectual powerhouse. Quick-witted doesn't even begin to describe him. This guy handles every topic like a pro and never misses a beat. And you can't forget Keenal from Black Man Travels. Deep thinker, always dropping knowledge, bringing those big conversations that really make you sit back and reflect. He's all about opening up your mind to new perspectives. Oh, and when Ronan steps in, it's a whole different vibe. The man brings balance, discipline, and humor all wrapped into one. He's the kind of guy that can crack you up 1 second and drop wisdom the next. This is Grown Folks Talk. No nonsense, no drama. Just real, respectful conversations. They get into the deep stuff, but they always respect everyone's viewpoint. You can trust the Lion's Den to bring real, unfiltered, adult conversations with that perfect mix of intellect and fun. You've got your popcorn ready, right? Because in just about a minute, this place is gonna light up. Get comfortable, hit that subscribe button if you haven't, and make sure you're locked in. Let's go. The Lion's Den is about to start.
All right, it's almost time. I've been waiting for this all week. Is it just me, or does time slow down when you're waiting for the Lion's Den to start?
Come on, let's go. I got things to say tonight. I'm ready to hop on the panel. You better have subscribed already. If you haven't hit that subscribe button and smash the like by now, what are you waiting for? You gotta support the Den, people.
Hit that notification bell too, unless you want to miss out and hear about it later.
This is the show you don't want to miss. Every week I'm here waiting. The energy, the conversations is about to get real.
Tick tock, I swear this is the longest minute of my life.
Tick tock, tick tock. The panel tonight's gonna be fire. I can feel it. Who's joining tonight? Let's go. Hit that subscribe button already.
Yo, grab your popcorn, grab your drink. It's about to go down. You're not ready for what's coming. I got my snacks, my drink,
And I'm locked in.
Let's get this show started.
All right. Quiet down. The show's about to start. Everyone ready?
Silence. The Lion's Den is about to begin. Let's go.
Yo, y'all got to unmute yourselves now. Hold up. Let me help y'all out because y'all a little slow on the trigger.
You know what? Typically, it happens by itself. I mean, normally after the videos stop playing, you should be able to just.
I had to mute us because we were in pre-mode with the music in the background first. So
okay. Hey, amazing intro, man! Amazing intro,
bruh. I was sitting in front of this computer since 11 o'clock this morning getting that done. So I did that in a matter of what, 5-6 hours.
Yeah, that thing's fire, baby. Oh man,
that's not bad for a couple knuckle draggers. You know what I'm saying? They're saying we all old school OGs, knuckle draggers, you know, old traditionalists, but yet still we still keeping up with everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
You trying to say I don't have that much hair, Bacchus? You want to talk over there, man?
Oh man, you know, Kanal ain't been that small since he was 12. What are you talking about? Tonight, man, it's about to be a whole new month. We don't want to have no hold bars. So we accepting all the debaters, all the haters, and all the congratulators. So if you got something you want to talk about and you want to come up, we feel free to come up. Let's have it all out. Let's talk about it. You know, we are 99.97% right all the time, but there might be that one time that we are wrong.
And we can't help it.
We could be. Yeah, we can. So if you guys want to talk to us, come on aboard. We can talk about any subject, whether from finance to romance, politics to I don't know what
it's really just about a chill night tonight, you guys. We can talk about current events. Unfortunately, in the news today, which is totally unreasonable and unusual. I've never heard in the 50-some years of my life 2 planes crashing back to back.
Oh man.
That's insane to me.
It's actually 3 planes.
3 planes in a matter of 2 days, which is outrageous.
Planes and a helicopter. That's what it was.
Well, yeah, I'm just talking about the 2 accidents.
Yeah. No, guys. There was a recent plane crash in California today.
Oh,
there was a Learjet. A Learjet.
So there was a Learjet the plane in Philly, and then the one right there and over the Potomac.
Yep.
So 3 in 2 days. That's insanity. Insanity. And I see people already coming in here saying they got smoke for different people. God damn. What we gonna be talking about, fellas? I mean, what's your topics? What do you guys want to bring up as far as little topics? I know, Kanal, you had a couple lives this week, and there was a sensitive topic that's a little close to your heart, which is immigration, you know, and what's going on right now with the different executive orders. How are you feeling right now with everything that you've seen in the news? I know we got some videos we can prep and play and react to those, or do you want to go ahead and make an initial comment on that?
I just did a live stream a couple of days ago sharing my personal story, how I came into this country illegally with my mother. And again, you know, my mother had to pave the way for us to have a better life. She sacrificed. But at the same time, one thing I noticed about the immigrants back then versus the immigrants now, we kept a low profile. Like, we kept a low profile and just worked and just felt like, you know, education is the thing. Now, today immigrants, they feel entitled. They feel like they're owed something. So they come here, go on social media, brag about all these free government aid and assistance that they're getting. Most of them don't want to work. And they just, you know, they're doing crime. They doing things they ain't supposed to be doing, things that immigrants back then kind of kept a low profile. And it's just like, you know what, I can't blame for the American people and the government to react the way they reacting. Dude, sometimes y'all just need to learn to shut the fuck up and just like not bring so much attention to yourself. And the thing is now, you're protesting with your country flag. I don't get that. If you want to be part of this country, you want to raise the American flag to show that, hey, I want to be American. You don't raise your country flag, because if that's the case, why don't you just go back to your country?
Oh, hell.
I'm an immigrant.
You're an immigrant telling them to get the fuck out.
No, because again, I could be called a sellout or whatever. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, look, you waving your big ass country flag while protesting is not gonna make it better. Again, I'm just looking at the optics of all this shit. It's just like, bro, don't raise your Dominican flag, your Puerto Rican, Puerto Rican, you're American. Your Colombian flag, your El Salvador flag, your Mexican flag, while you're protesting your Venezuelan flag. Of all places, Venezuela, y'all need to keep that shit down, because y'all brought all this attention to everybody. And it just like, you know, you guys are like literally making yourself open targets to the point where ICE is gonna know, hey, there's a protest right down the street. We could go and collect about 60 of them over there. Oh, so I mean, I could be wrong.
I mean, speaking of what you just said, let's just go ahead and play that first video with the old boy talking about the Mexican chick.
Girl, sir. And it says almost got deported. So let me tell you what she did. She told women in the Mexican community to try to find white men to marry to avoid deportation. There's been a man in her DMs, a white man, that's been asking her out consistently. And guess what? He was ICE. But look at this. It says, I'm down laughing. Look around. Us gringo really love Latinas. We figured out how perfect they are, and we're marrying them up quick. Do you guys understand that ICE are doing things like setting up clubs for people? They're setting up free gifts. They're setting up stings all over the place with very creative and unique ideas. They're doing it on social media. They're doing it where they're giving away free grocery gift cards, free gift cards to Disneyland, things of that nature, a bunch of different things they're doing in stings so that they can make their quota of 1,200 people that they need to deport per day. And she almost got caught up in it. Now, is there money being paid to deport people? Because all of her information is here. And some unscrupulous person may just report her. So I'm not quite sure why she's telling people online that she's illegal, but she is. And she thinks that telling women to go scoop up and find a white man and they'll be your savior in this particular scenario is the answer. She found out really quickly that was wrong. White men are the ones that's mostly grabbing you guys up. You guys better understand that. Look at the people. How many black men you guys see in ICE snatching people out of their homes?
And I mean, guys, again, why is she doing a social media post telling her sisters to do that? The government is watching everything. And it's just like, you know, white men. It's like, what about the brothers or the other Hispanic men? Well, you know, they could easily go marry them a lot faster. But I guess white guys more secure than any other races of men.
Well, we'll say this: you are from Chicago, or you not from Chicago, but you have spent some time there.
Yep.
Uh,
Shout out to
this is what
Chicago.
Yeah, shout out to Chicago. Man, I wanted to share this. Maybe I can. I can't. I don't know what the hell is taking so long. But it says the streets in Chicago are empty
Yeah.
in fear
What?
of Donald Trump. Yeah, they were shooting everybody before.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
had whole Venezuelan gangs up there fighting with the popo. They all
Yeah.
gone now?
Well, they scared to come outside.
And again, guys, I am a former illegal immigrant. I came into this country on a boat in 1978. I lived the life as an immigrant. I watched my mother work the fields, working 12-hour days, getting paid $2 an hour. I was there. I lived it. I didn't come on a plane. I was poor in the projects and an immigrant. But the thing is, the immigrants yesteryears, they kept a low profile, man. They just kept a low profile and they mind their business. This generation of immigrants, they just feel like they're entitled to a lot of things. And plus, they talk too much. You're telling other people online to go squat other people's houses, how to get the government, and how to get this and get that on social media of all platforms. So listen, man, you brought the attention to yourself. You go out there causing crime, shooting in public places, raping, women. It's so much that these guys are doing that. Hey, you guys called it, man. It's what it is, and it's just like, you know what, and the fact that now you're shaming the foundation of Black Americans, like they have to help you. They don't have to help you. It's just like, bro, it's like, were you there for them when they were going through the issues? No, you kept your distance. So everybody in America is keeping their distance, just watching from the sidelines.
Be careful, guys. They got something out called grinding for a green card.
What the hell is that?
It's like, hey, they look like I'm about to get deported. Papa, I'm trying to get married. They don't even let you know. They just now the girl who didn't call you, that Latina that was walking around and never wanted to pay you no attention. All of a sudden, she in your inbox.
Now she's going, hey, big head poppy.
That's right. It's time to husband up. I need that paperwork. So if all of a sudden y'all out there and y'all Latina lover trying to get with you after she ain't called you in so long, be careful because she might just be trying to get
calm down. Somebody got so much smoke, they just got to get up here. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna have let Vlog Trippin' come up here because he got so much smoke.
Yeah, bring him up. My fellow Caribbean brother, Haitian versus Trinidad. Let's go.
Oh shit.
I mean, it is what it is, man. I was here in the 70s, the 80s, and 90s. I seen a lot of the stuff that happened. It's just, I mean, I think we just got to sit back and watch. It is what it is, man.
I want Milano. Why only 3 people in the chat? Wow. I think because we get quality and not quantity. Some people watch you to watch crash out. It's like watching a train wreck. It
what? Let's
just watch it.
Let's give Milano his little special 1 minute fame right now. Milano, when you speak, you spit. I've noticed that.
He's spitting on
it. I'm like, bro, like if you watch his live stream, he spits while he's talking.
I can't watch him.
I can't watch. I can only do like 20 seconds of it, and I'm like, all right, I'm done. I try to support the brother, man. I'm like, all right, I'll reach out to the brother, give an olive branch. But dude is just like, man, and the shit he talks about, I'm like, why the hell are you beefing with everybody?
Trying to get his numbers up.
That's pathetic, man.
Conflict.
That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to get his numbers up.
That's sad, man. I would do quantity over quality anytime. It's like having a whole string of ugly babes.
And Manana, we all make way more money than you. That's a fact.
Oh shit! Welcome to the stage. Welcome to the panel. Vlog Trippin' Trini, as they call it. What's
I don't
going
want
on,
to be
brother?
Papa Milano, man. But you know why I got this YouTube? It's a tax. It's a tax break, brother. Hey, that's all it is.
Hey,
when you make money, it's a tax break. Now, whenever you want to show receipts, that's when you can talk to me. That's when you pop it. See, if you just popping on YouTube and you ain't making no money and you ain't making any money, that's
exactly.
you begging. When you want to show receipts, Then we show receipts. See, that's the difference.
And the fact that he had to quit his pizza delivering job, that was his main job.
Oh man, don't say that. I needed my pizza in 30 minutes or less.
YouTube. So
Give me
YouTube
that-
is his main form of income now.
What
So it's
wasn't
like,
the phrase
okay.
back in the day? Avoid the noise.
Oh man, say
All
it
right,
ain't
Milano,
so.
we're gonna move on, man. Have a great night.
Yeah, there's
He said, "Have a great night." See ya.
don't ban it. Keep it up there, though. You know, he's entertaining. He's entertaining.
Vlog Chipping, your mic working over there, brother? You got your green screen working, man? Come on.
Mic check, mic check. What up? Y'all can hear me?
What's going on?
Yeah, bro. You boisterous over there. You boisterous. What's
Well,
going on?
I'm too loud. What is it? You got,
Nah,
trying
I'm
to
just playing with you. I'm just
trying to
playing with
freaking suppress the immigrants? Is that what we're doing tonight?
you. I man.
Listen.
The
First of all,
Bumba
I'm not Jamaican. See, this is that we deal with from these ignorant
I
Americans.
did that on purpose, bro.
Anyway, I'm here to talk to my Haitian brother over here and how willingly ignorant he is.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was watching a live the other day with you guys talking about Trump and executive orders, and this man was impressed
Just
by.
close down. I'm gonna be back. I don't know what's up.
This man was impressed
Yes.
by the executive orders, the pen writing, the pageantry of it, him signing paperwork. He was really impressed by that. And I'm like, bro, how long have you been in this country that you don't know how the government works? That every president does this. Wait, let me talk. Right? You as someone who we only said that you came here illegally. You know what I mean? Not that it makes a difference. I came here the correct way, whatever. My parents came here the right way. You know, we flew. You know, we didn't go through that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think I'm better because I didn't go through that. But this whole ICE raid thing that's happening has nothing to do with people on the internet telling other immigrants what to do because of these ICE raids. This immigration has before Trump was even in office, even the first time. These caravans and stuff is not new. And I'll keep it real between the both parties. Democrats don't want to solve immigration because they believe that the first generation, their kids are going to grow up to be Democrats. And Republicans don't want to solve it because they want the cheap labor. Because if you really, really want to stop illegal immigration, you will go after who? The people that employ the illegal immigrants. Most immigrants, I'm going to land my plane. Most immigrants do not commit crimes. Most immigrants are not loud, right? ICE is still, ICE is not new.
Can you define something? Hold up. Can you
Go
define something? Because you're saying immigrants.
Illegal immigrants.
You saying, well, yeah. What you mean? How can you say most illegal immigrants don't commit crime?
They don't.
As soon as they cross the border, they committed a crime.
No,
they committed a crime.
Post crossing the border, most illegal immigrants do keep a low profile. They do stick to themselves. Like, have you not heard the immigrant cities in countries, not countries, in states? You know, there's Chinatown, there's Russian town, there's Little Guyana, there's Trinidad town, there's Jamaicans, there's Indians, right? Come on, don't act like y'all don't go to the same place to go get your toes done. Don't act like you don't go to the same dry cleaners. You go to the same chicken shack. We all interact with illegal immigrants on a daily basis. So make them seem like they're all criminals. It's a little bit bullshit.
They are all criminals because they came over here illegally. What they could have done is just done it the right way. You just do it the correct way, and you
mean like how the founding fathers did it?
I don't think we didn't have a country at that part. There was no country.
Oh, it was a country. Hold on. Let me stop you there.
It wasn't not a United States.
It wasn't the United States, but it was already its own country. You didn't discover something people were already living here for. Let's not go there.
That's the irony. That's the irony of it all. No one is actually from America, except if you're Native American. No one's from. Every person who claims to be American has a flag in their ancestry that they can pull up and say, "This is where our family came from."
So that's like saying nobody really from Trinidad. You know, y'all just came and took it over. You know,
well, we were brought there by England, so and we're from Africa, yeah. And you know, there is claims that we did mix with the indigenous Taino and Carib tribes that were there. So there was some some type of ownership there on that side.
So the thing is, I can't go to Trinidad and just show up illegally and stay there, and especially I couldn't get no type of welfare and assistance. They gonna think they got Section 8 housing over in Trinidad.
Nah, we don't have those special services that Black Americans have. Nah, we don't got that.
Yeah. So can I just roll up in somebody's house and just relax and chill? Say, well, hey,
Well,
you wasn't here. You on vacation. It's my house now.
Well, if you came to Trinidad, you start building stuff, and you started selling stuff, and you weren't doing any crime, they'll let you rock. Kind of like what they do in America. Yeah.
All right.
This is not new. ICE raids are not new. Let's be real. This is not new. Obama is known as what? The deporter.
He is the number one deporter president in history.
Okay, so this stuff is not new.
Right.
So when Kanal says, "Oh, the immigrants are loud, they're committing crimes," immigration is not a new problem. It's actually ingrained in America.
Obviously, when I did my live on Wednesday and I talked about my story and I talked about how they were deporting people back in the fucking 80s and 90s, I was there. I know people personally who got deported.
What you want to poll on, Bacchus? Be specific.
So, I mean, the thing is, again, I understand your argument, Trini. You're my boy, I fuck with you. But at the same time, when we talk about what's going on, we're not blanketing all the immigrants. It's the ones that is actually causing trouble. And again, you as a fellow immigrant understand that even when you came into this country in the 90s or 80s, dude, immigrants were known to keep a low profile. Especially Caribbean folks. We kept a low profile. But now there's something wrong in the water. We feel like we need to be seen and heard when we don't have fucking papers.
Mm-hmm.
So something changed because I was part of that immigrant that came in the 70s. And I was here in the 80s and 90s and everything else. I seen the harassment that immigrants went through, the forced deportation, especially towards Haitians. Haitians were always sent back. All I'm saying that the attention that they're doing to themselves is not helping, and is making the everyday American go against them.
Mm-hmm.
Like now, people don't have any empathy towards them at all. If anything, you've seen President Trump polls actually went up even more. So again, I'm not pro-Trump, dude. Let me make this clear. For me to watch President Trump to sign an executive order, I never seen that before, because I never really paid attention. And as Roland would tell you, I don't care for government. I don't follow that shit. But for that one day in my lifetime, I sat there and watched him do that. I was like, wow. I assume that this is my first time a president's ever doing that. I didn't know presidents do that every election. I didn't know that. So that's out of my ignorance. But the whole illegal immigrant situation, you're going out there protest, waving your flag. Look, if all things, you should put that flag away. If you want to show someone they want to be in this country, raise up the American flag. Because you protesting with your flag, you're giving other Americans like, hey, listen, if you want to be here, why are you constantly throwing your flag in our faces?
So, Kanal, what came first, the protests or the executive orders?
The executive orders, but people knew that.
So you can't have the chicken before the egg, brother. So you can't say that they're not keeping a low profile.
Wait. His entire campaign was based around that. People knew what was coming.
That's right.
So again, the protest comes when? Before or after? Because you make it seem like they're drawing attention to themselves and they deserve this.
Come. Trini, I know that you've been in Africa, you've been in Thailand for the past 6-8 months. Dude, you have not been seeing what's been going on for the past 2 years?
And it was going on the years before that, and 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 the years before that. Even when you were there, people were still getting deported.
Okay, hold on one second. Besides for speculation, the facts are, bottom line, immigrants, both legal and undocumented, commit less crimes at a lower rate than native-born citizens. statistically.
As well, they should. They here illegally. I mean, you
Exactly.
shouldn't go to
So
somebody
you
else.
would
Hold on.
think, listen, you would think if you're here illegally, hold on, you would think if you were here illegally, you would want to keep a low profile.
Yeah,
So
that's
why
right.
tell y'all a
would you
quick-
think that immigrants
Let me tell
are
y'all a quick
committing more
story.
crimes than natural born Americans?
Let me tell you a quick story. You know what they tell
Okay.
us in school, our immigrant families, our immigrant community, that if
What's that?
we behave bad in high school, if we behave bad in elementary school, and we don't get good grades, that they're gonna deport us back to wherever country we came from.
Yeah, I heard
They
that.
told us
That's
if-
what they
if-
should be telling.
They told us if we
They
get
should tell you
if,
that.
if hold on. They told us if we get any type of trouble with the police or anything like that, we're going straight back to wherever you come from. And a lot of times, Black Americans sometimes take it as an insult when they say, "Listen, it's not because we don't want to hang out with you; it's because our parents told us that you guys are prone to criminality, and we can't risk getting deported like how you could play around."
Here you go,
So-
Trini.
I'm not mad at you.
Bingo. That's the way they should be telling y'all.
That's exactly right.
I'm gonna say this. My mother used to always tell me, like, listen, you had 2 strikes against you. You're Haitian and you're Black. That's what my mom used to tell me. Again, this is the 80s now. So again, I shared my story how Haitians used to get jumped by fellow African Americans being called, we brought AIDS to this country. We did all these things or whatever. And it's just like, it was hard. So we kept a low profile until the 90s. Then the Zoe pound started. We start fighting back and start stabbing people. But hey, that's a whole different story. But I'm just saying, overall, it's like that fear of getting deported was always there. And I know a few friends that got deported back to Bahamas, Jamaica, Haiti, fucking DR. I got friends who got deported back. They were in high school. So it happens. It's what it is, man. If you break the law, you're gonna get deported.
Ozzy has a question, and we're not going to switch the topic. I'm just going to introduce the other people. My question is, are they deporting the non-Black, brown immigrants at the same rate? Well, just to let you know, usually what happens is they go after low-hanging fruit. That's just like the drug dealers. So the drug dealers that hang out on the corner are usually the first ones to get swooped up because they're the low-hanging fruit. They're the easy ones to get. After they take care of them, then they move up the chain and go after. So those people will get it. It's just who gets done first. If you out and about and you in an area, the person who is selling drugs, who isn't seen compared to the person on the corner, that's what happens. Yep. But I want to welcome to the panel American Live, Krusty, and my
Obstacles to
man
opportunity.
Obstacles. Yes.
Simplify, my brother, wearing that faithful hat that you have on your head.
Now, I know that we just talked about illegal immigrants. Believe me, this is an open panel. We are here to debate the haters, congratulate. We got a hater. We already got the hater in there. That's Milano. Debate, hate, and congratulate. So any subject you guys want to talk on, we can go. I know old Krusty want to talk about the FBI dude. He probably still mad that dude about to come up. Patel, whatever his name is. Yeah, I know you mad about him, but let's start off with let's see. Trini, did you land your plane? You going back to Trinidad?
No. I'm listen. I'm gonna hang out, but I had to correct.
Yeah, you can hang out.
There's no
All his anti-immigration hatred he's spewing and his love for Trump.
You want me to go grab my damn machete?
You know what I mean?
Both of y'all carrying machetes. Y'all equal-handed at this point.
Trinities don't use machetes, man.
Listen, I think you need a red hat, bro, to cover that bald head. I feel that you need that. I feel you need that right there. Just let your true colors, listen, Trump talk about Haitians eating cats and dogs. You're like, all right, cool. I'm with it. You know what I mean? Call your country a shithole. Cool. I'm with it. You know what I mean? Like, hey, it is what it is.
Yep.
All right, Uncle Rico, what's going on, brother?
It's going okay, fellas. I just came. I heard you guys talking. I wouldn't describe myself as formerly pro-immigrant. I'm still pro-immigrant, but I will tell you currently, I don't give a fuck. I'm sitting on the sideline for the next 4 years because prior to this election, most of the people that I call myself supporting in the immigration battle, they voted for this. So, again, I do think it's a bit unfair. I think that a big part of who we left off the hook in all this immigration talk is all of these multinational corporations that for generations have used and exploited this illegal labor. Let's face it, you know, the millions of illegals in this country are here because jobs are calling them and they can come from their country and get a better life here. They generally, most illegal immigrants in the country work bottom, low wage jobs. They're not CEOs or middle managers. They're not taking any jobs from anybody that they want. They're doing the shit jobs that Americans don't want.
And to add to what your comment is, they also contributed $84 billion to Medicare and retirement that we weren't contributing.
And
they will never have access to it.
And I'm not saying that they should be allowed in here, but I'm saying that if we're going to deport all these people, fine. I need to see a whole lot of white men go to jail because they came here with the enticement from Purdue, which is a big they've raided the Purdue farms, all this shit. These people knew. They ain't stupid. So in the same breath, it's like, and then you literally have farmers who were in red hats that's now shitting their pants because of all of their illegal labor not coming out there to work the fields. So I'm like, hey, y'all voted for it. Get rid of them. Let your fucking crops die in the field. I don't give a shit. It's all got to happen.
It's going to be crazy now because they actually going to have to pay people. They can't pay people
a living wage. They got to pay them a living wage in order to get.
Yeah, they got to pay. It's not going to be no $10 an hour. Like, nah,
no,
man.
Here's the thing.
And for that means prices of everything else is going to grow up now.
No, but here's the issue. There's no wage that you can pay an American to do that work. Period.
Yeah, it's quote unquote beneath them. No, there's a lot of jobs that Americans will say that's beneath them.
And what I'm saying is,
I don't care how much they're paying.
Yeah, there's not a black or white American that's going back in those motherfucking fields. We're not doing that anymore. So any delusion that we have that all of a sudden Americans in mass are going to go back to the farms, that's not going to happen. But
they may not go back to the farm, but what about this? It said that Trump was going to get rid of some Section 8 and food stamps. So what do you think those people are going to do? Who've been working, who have not been working? They might not go to the. What are they going to do?
Hold on. Let's not change subject so quickly. Hold on. Let's talk about the black people versus the non-black immigrants that are being deported first. I got you, Phyllis. I'm gonna keep you on topic.
All right. I'm trying. Here's the crazy thing. I've tried to look that up, and every page I looked up is a 404. I don't understand. Maybe somebody took that information.
Well, I mean, here's the big thing. If you want to talk about non-black immigrants being transported back, what were the first big news on the radio was Trump trying to fly immigrants back to Colombia and Brazil. Mexico and Brazil. Colombia.
I think you're talking European.
Oh, you're talking European. So you're still considering brown
too.
You're talking about
white Latinos too, though.
No.
They weren't all black Latinos on that plane, though.
Ain't no planes going back to Europe, and we got a lot of them.
No, they landed in India. There was one that just went to India.
Europe, the continent of Europe.
He's talking about brown folks. They still got melanin. He's talking about non-melanated skin.
Illegal.
We got a whole heap of Ukrainians too. Anybody saying nothing?
Okay, get them out of there too. I guess you could say something.
Hey, they can go all
at the
they
same
should be able to go.
They gotta go.
But here's the thing.
People can stay just because they're brown.
Oh, Krusty, here's the problem. This is how they usually get caught. They did some kind of crime, whether it's traffic, they did some kind of violation. They go into jail, and then ICE just says, I can pick you up from jail. Or I know where you are now because you gave an address, you gave this, you came back. So if you white, and I'm not saying white people are out of trouble, but if you white and you working and you have not had police contact, it becomes a little more difficult to try to find out where you at.
But that's not the case now, because now it's not people that they're picking up in jail. They're knocking on people's doors. So 2025 is different. I agree with you in the past if you got in contact with the police, but this is different. And I'm like, hey, I just want to see all of them get deported. That's
they
it.
have a list of people.
I think they can.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Obstacle.
Yeah. Look, man, we won. It's over. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then just like I ain't got the debate with people who lost. Look, we in here. We picking people.
What happened?
No, you went silent on us, Obstacles. You talking, but we don't hear you.
You're on mute.
No, he's not.
I don't think he's on mute.
He just went silent.
I can't hear him.
You know what? If we had an immigrant over here doing the freaking sound check, this wouldn't have happened.
Can't hear you.
You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. Obstacles. Go ahead.
Black Man Travels, you got to be on sound.
Yeah, shit.
Well, when we get Obstacles back, he talking, but we can't hear him. Just saying the U.S. deportations to China, we getting them back to China. We sending them back. So you can come over here Chinese. Yeah, we can't hear you.
I don't know what's going on with your mic. Recycle your mic. Maybe you have to bounce out, bounce back in. We'll bring you right back up.
But we know certain countries there's going to be an emphasis on. I get that. Mm-hmm. But we have a lot of illegals from Canada and a shit ton from Europe. Not as many as the others, but I just ain't no deportation planes going to Europe. I don't care what they say. Just ain't gonna happen.
All right. We got to take a break for the cause. We already got 2 super chats in the room. Thank you for the $5 super chat from Darnell Elliott. His question to the panel is, what is everybody's opinion of Elon Musk's belief that Americans lack the skills for some of the high-paying jobs? Agree or disagree, and why?
Disagree.
Who wants to take that first? And stems as far as America.
I disagree. The whole H-1B1 is really based on cost. You can hire the same engineers, the same tech.
Hold that up a little higher.
I'm sorry.
Obstacles. He's got a picture of Elon Musk.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, the thing is, like, you can hire the same talent here in the States, but it's just that when you get talent from Ireland or from India, the rate is a lot cheaper. So instead of paying someone $140,000 salary, you can pay them $75,000 salary, and they will work fucking 15 hours a day.
Okay.
With no pushback. So I worked around a lot of these H-1B1 visas. It's completely different. A lot of them give the illusion like, hey, they know it. They really don't know it. Yeah. So they're going based on that perception that you can do the job, but you'd be surprised how many don't know how to do the job right.
And they're also owned by the company that sponsors them.
Correct.
Okay. I want to get Obstacles as the ops against you guys and your comment, because Obstacle knows he is the fanboy for Elon Musk. He has spoke on his investments and everything else for the last month and a half. He has several investments in the man's company. So, Obstacles, do you have a opposition to what they've been saying, brother?
Is he still on mute?
Are you on mute again?
We can't hear you, bro.
So here's the thing.
I think Elon shut him down. Elon shut his ass down.
You know what? Get an Elon mic, bro. You gotta get a pistol mic. I don't know what's going on.
I got one question for the panel.
Every week. What is going on with your mic, bro?
Did y'all notice that there's no dark skinned people, any prominent places in this administration?
Yes.
Did y'all notice that?
Wait a minute.
Yes, with no surprise.
Hold up. I'm taking offense to that, Trini. What the fuck you mean, man?
I haven't seen any black
We
person.
still black. I don't give a fuck how light we are, goddammit.
I ain't talking about you, grandpa looking self.
I'm talking Trump.
I'm talking about on the panel.
Not this administration.
You don't work for Trump.
But I'm saying, even if they light skinned, they still black. What
ain't
the
no
fuck? How y'all
light-skinned
just
It's not, bro. It's not even no caramel looking person, man.
Sure?
No Eggo waffles up in the administration.
Eggo waffles. Okay, thank you.
I think what's his name? What's that former basketball player? He got ambassador to Bahamas. What's his name?
Eggo waffle.
Herschel Walker.
Herschel Walker.
And then they got the hood job with the black job. That's it.
They ain't even got.
You know, Trump said. He said the person over HUD is black. Thank you, Drew.
Yeah, he is.
Well, Kash Patel, he's with the FBI and he's Indian.
He ain't got in yet, and he may not.
I want Obstacles to come back because I need him to do the counterpoint to Elon Musk's comments. Test your mic. Yes. God damn it.
Yeah,
yes.
it was same as Fearless. Fearless had to leave and come back in. I think also it was just a glitch.
Yeah.
It's just like why we get things from China. This is a capitalist society.
Okay. And
This
there's
is
nothing wrong
cash
with that.
rules everything around me. You
There's
know
nothing
that.
wrong with America being capitalistic.
All
But
right, so
anyway,
that's why we're gonna get people from India to do our stems. That's what we're gonna hire and get those H-1B
we got
visas.
plenty of Americans that are smart enough to do STEMs and do the projects here. We don't
Are they cheaper? Are they cost effective?
The fair wage is the fair wage. Remember, we're supposed to be competing, right?
And we live in what? A capitalist society, right?
And it's called competition. I don't have a problem with competing.
I think some people forget that America is actually a business.
Yes,
masquerading as a country.
Even
So
the Fed
all-
is not
so
owned
all-
by the United States, so
so
you're
all
not
this-
saying anything
all
nobody
this
don't
fair-
know
all
already.
this fair competition you're talking about is a myth.
That's bullshit. I competed in that fair competition before there was DEI and all these other fucking things. I competed for every goddamn job I had when I was younger. I didn't have any fucking advantage. I just had to be better.
So did you think you competed fairly?
Absolutely. I whooped the fuck out of them dudes. Nobody know as much as I did when I was in those positions.
Yeah, talk
I
your
knew
stuff,
my
black
job
man.
inside and out. There was no fucking doubt. I knew what I was talking about. I moved up very quickly in the
And
organizations
if there was a lighter person with the same qualifications, how you think it would fare out?
Lighter don't mean I'm making them money because at the end of the day, you know what
You
white
didn't
people
answer- you
are
didn't
about?
answer the
You know
question.
what white people are about? They're about money. And if I'm making
Look.
them money, it don't matter how
So
lifelike
you
they
just
are, it's not gonna replace
we're gonna
it's
hire
not
a cheap
gonna
we're gonna
replace
hire
their
a cheaper you from India.
They can't hire
Come
cheaper
on,
than
man.
me that's gonna make them money. And no,
Exactly.
It's funny though, Ronan. You out here saying you did good. You a black man. I said, talk your stuff, black man. Congratulations. You got another man telling you you ain't did it. And if somebody white came, see, he think the man's
with
the ice is
Elon
cold.
Musk.
Immigrant
I need
telling you that you
wait,
can't
before
do
we
it.
go off topic, I need your Elon Musk rebuttal first, and then we can go on to that topic.
Well, they said a lot of things about him. So where y'all want to start at? You know, I guess I'll go with
Beginning.
Elliot, right? Yeah, Elliot's position. Well,
Well, he just wants to know his belief in Americans having a lack of skills here for STEM's jobs and needing to bring, foreign nationals over here to do those jobs.
So do
Yeah,
you
I mean,
agree
we-
with Elon is the question.
about not having enough people who are skilled to do STEM jobs.
Yeah.
Engineering's and what he need, but no, not necessarily. I mean, and also he creates a lot of different institutions and organizations that help Americans get equipped with the engineering skills. So maybe he has more expertise on that than I do, because I don't really focus on hiring engineers because I don't have no company that does that. But I know him as an employer of the top engineers across the world. He's going to look for the best and brightest. I also received the offer for SpaceX. I just rejected it and decided not to work with him. But at the end of the day, most of the people there were white. They were not Indians. They're just white Americans. You get me? So that's like, I don't know how Elon's going to utilize them. Most people at Tesla are also white. Most people at Neuralink are also white. So he's not usually leveraging Indians. And Indians are the highest paid salary annually in the United States of America. So that's the wrong group to actually hire. You would have to pay them a lot because they're paid the most in America. So it really doesn't make sense. And it's only around 8,000. And I worked at U.S. embassies. They don't just give that out willy-nilly. Most people, if you go, especially since I worked at the embassy, they would always ask me, can I get a free visa? Can you make it easier? It's extremely hard. Every country knows that for people who go through the process. So they don't just approve dummies and normies and anybody, because I've been at the embassy for over 8 years working with the consular section and seeing the actual obstacles that people have to go through in order to get to America. So I think people just lack understanding of the process and then just make these assumptions that they're stupid Indians who can't count to 10 and they all get jobs because they hate capitalism and capitalism wants the cheapest people and all this other stuff. But it doesn't hold weight when we look at the numbers and the data and the facts.
Okay.
So that's my
I will say this. This is one reason that I'm not saying an unfair advantage, but this is one reason why a lot of them get into the schools. So as a school, the schools are business. Who pays the highest tuition? First, you start off in-state, then you start off out-of-state, then you start off international. So an international person comes over is paying about 3 times as much as a person out of state. So when they accept that person from out of the country, they come over there. They want to accept them to those Ivy Leagues because they're going to pay a lot more. So those people that come, yes, they do. When the last time you went?
but that's not H-1B visa. They don't come.
I know, but what I'm saying, they come as a student visa. They come to, and they usually get in. When you say you want to hire the best, they're getting into bigger and brighter schools because they paying the amount of money to get there. Then when they go there, what are they? They're not going there. Unlike us, they're not going for African American studies. They're not going for humanities. They're going for doctor, lawyer, engineer. That's exactly what they're going for.
Y'all bouncing it around. This is specifically H-1B visas. These are employees that are employed from outside the country to come into the country to work for a company. And as Black Man Travel said, they do so at a much lower rate.
But what happens sometimes is when they graduate, hold up, when that person graduates from college, now they're looking for sponsorship to get an employment to stay in the United States.
But if they're already,
that's how they become an H1.
That's different.
That's different, Fearless.
Yeah, that's a little bit changing the visa. I get what you're saying.
The question
talking
is
about just H1.
The question that Darnell asked is based on Elon wanting the H-1B1 visa to be approved. That's it. Not the other way where they just.
But Fearless is right
why they
about
want
that
the
process,
H-1B1 visa is
but he was just highlighting that. Yeah. No, I get it.
He's almost right about that process.
We're conforming,
But
and because I'm a capitalist, we're going to move to the next paid question. Just John has a comment. Thank you for the $5 super chat. He says, as a legal tax-paying citizen, I asked Trump to have some mercy on them Swedish women. Hell, I'll hide them in my crib from ICE. Thank you for the $5 super chat. And I agree with you. I would help hide them as well. And then we got one more super chat for right now. Darnell comes back with another question. Darnell, thank you for the $20 super chat. He says, and I agree with Rico, just not just immigrants, they need to go to jail, but the whole lot of Americans born blacks and whites are criminals. Oh, car salesmen are the worst. Wait a minute, I used to sell cars. Some of the worst criminals are CEOs. Yo, man, hold up.
Wait, hold up.
Yo, who let Luigi in the room?
let me say this. Hold up. Before we go on, let me say this to Darnell. Darnell, I think you owe me a cash app.
Oh, shit.
And if you don't owe me a cash app, go ahead and cam up because you said you was going to have a haircut and a shave. And if you didn't get a haircut and a shave,
hold them accountable.
You was going to be throwing some money. So I expect either a cash app or you to cam up. Either one. We
hold them accountable.
Exactly.
You said it,
we
D.
talked about this.
I was a witness.
Remember? Exactly. We all were.
So, wait a minute. Somebody who's this? Who is
greetings, gentlemen?
Do y'all know
Brokey, how you doing? I do not, but go ahead and bring Brokey in the conversation.
All right.
Good evening, everybody. How y'all doing?
Good. Brokey, how you doing?
I know Brokey is really that's like an entertain. Hey, Brokey.
Well, we're just not used to somebody calling themselves Brokey, so we had to check that. And I'm glad
I had to make sure that I was not rich, so I was like, "Oh, you're a Brokey."
Okay.
How you guys doing this evening?
Well,
fantastic.
Thank you. What do you have on the topic that we're talking about right now when it comes to the H-1B visas?
Well, currently I'm not exactly on your topic. I'm just worried about my brother who just went to the hospital because he got in a car wreck. But we can deal with your topic. I'm just I just wanted to ask for prayers for my brother, if that's okay. But we can move forward, and I won't get emotional. I just hope anyone who prays can pray for my brother Don Boy. Vito.
His name is Don Boy.
Yeah, Donnie Boy. Vito.
Okay. I'll definitely send him my prayers tonight.
Somehow yeah, thank you. My brother somehow, this idiot, I love him. This idiot somehow rolls his truck every time he gets one. It's because it's winter. He's in the Midwest, so it's like snowy, icy out there.
No, I
learned his lesson.
He grew up in the Midwest. He should have known how to drive in the snow, but I'm not.
He knows how to drive in the snow, but he gets too. When he gets too many jobs, like he wants to.
Darnell, you need to switch over to Fearless's channel real quick and drop that cash app. You better not drop me one more cash app before you pay up first. I appreciate you, brother. I love you. But you need to pay Fearless.
I'm over here
'cause I
talking
ain't
my
paying
brother
him.
almost dead, and we're talking.
I
about
am not
Cash App.
paying him for that cash app. Okay.
Rona, you might as well Zell Phyllis $20, man.
Yeah, I might have to because damn, Darnell. But anyway, Darnell just came out with another super chat. Remember Ken Lay and Enron? How about Bernie Madoff? And practically every bank in this country are criminals. That's very true, especially in 2008 fall of the banks because of the real estate market. And the only difference is they wear suits instead of ski masks and smile and shake your hand versus threatening you. Okay. And I'm kind of lost on that one.
Well, I hope
guys
we're
got a
all
comment?
good. I just wanted to ask for some prayers, man, because
And we got you, and we're gonna say prayers for you later. But this is in the middle of a live.
yeah, not
If you
in
don't
the
have
middle of the
anything to
stream, not in the middle
contribute
of
to live, you're about to get bounced. I have sympathy for everybody, and I care for everybody, but you're not gonna come up in here and interrupt our live on a separate topic that's personally to you. Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
Man, you got a lot of patience, man. I would have been jumped from over.
Well, we got to give out prayers, man. Prayers
Yeah,
for him.
I pray for the brother all day
illegal
long. You
immigrant.
know what I'm saying? But you're not gonna sit up here and control the panel because of sympathy.
But if he wants some prayers, hey, I'm a capitalist. Past offerings.
Past
baby.
offerings.
Past offerings is like-
But Darnell, I'm gonna say it one more time. Please go over to Fearless's channel and pay up.
Yeah,
So let
talk
me
about
ask you this,
bankers. Get
Ron.
your hair cut, man.
It sounds like we're all in agreement that
Yes.
Elon was out of step with his statement about Americans.
As far as how intelligent we are, absolutely.
Compared to the eight.
Not too far off, though. Not too far off.
But him and Vivek's whole issue was we can't hire Americans. They're basically, quote unquote, mediocre and lazy. That's why we need these H-1B visa employees from India. That was the statement that Vivek said, and Elon co-signed it.
And
I don't know about the
I'm gonna say this
Indians
to Darnell,
because
the
he
whole
can't
time
use
that-
them.
Well,
Hold on.
You
Vivek
can't
made
use
the
them, man.
claim.
You can't. I don't.
I just
But I'm
wanna
telling
say
you, you
something to
can't.
Darnell.
Go
The
ahead.
whole thing with the people that he's naming here, they all went to jail.
Huh?
They all
Oh,
were
yeah.
criminalized.
Darnell
He
he need to go to jail if he don't get his hair cut. Like, come on, hold yourself accountable. Stop worrying about bankers.
They were eventually found out they stole money from millionaires. I don't know any millionaire that's not going to want to prosecute somebody who stole money from them. So he didn't get away scot-free. They just weren't able to recover everything he stole.
No,
But,
but Ron, they didn't take all money. Enron cleaned out all of their employees' pension plan and everything.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
everybody wasn't millionaires. That was in Houston, right?
Right.
So they
Well, no, I don't know if it was in Houston. I thought he was in New York. At the
I
end
know
of
it was
the
Houston. It was
New
Texas.
York. I think it was New York.
Yeah.
No,
he's in
No,
New
it was
York.
up
definitely
Enron.
Texas.
It was
It was
Texas.
definitely
So you're
Texas.
talking about
Yeah,
Enron.
yeah,
We're
whatever.
talking about
It was in
Bernie Madoff.
America.
Yeah,
We're talking
Bernie
about
Madoff
Bernie
was in
Madoff,
New York.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
Enron cleaned out working people. That's what was bad
Well,
about that, and that hurt.
I was about to
By
say.
the way, I'm going to
they-
make it easy for you, Darnell. Even if you stay in my room, go ahead and hit that Cash App link and pay him.
Yeah, right. I also want to say too that people forget, man. Bernie Madoff and Enron, they all clean out the people. I guess people get confused because you guys think that institutional money means big guys like BlackRock. BlackRock doesn't own the assets. It's called asset under management. They mostly have people's pensions, retirements, and 401ks, which represents the people money. Majority of money in just the American economy is mostly pensions, life savings, life insurance. Like, so net, it is your money. Just because you don't take an active role with your own money and focus on your 401k, you think that BlackRock really owns 11 trillion. No, they don't. Assets under management. They answer to some pension director or some city council, and then they just flip the money and make a management fee off of that. So once you understand how money moves, then you can realize that, my money's actually really out here in the streets fighting for me, but I just got to be a little bit more active and be a custodian. And you have voting rights, which is a lot of these corporations. When Elon Musk was facing issues with his payment, people were like, I don't have charge of my own pension. I've been putting money in it. I can't vote for what these companies should do. And a lot of the managers try to block people from actually having access to it. So it's a lot of things that you guys can do, even to these said corporations, by having that ownership of your portfolios and voting in these actual corporate votes and board meetings.
I'm not going against you obstacles, but here's
Yeah,
where
no.
the financial aspect comes in. I am the New York City, New York State Teachers Fund. That means a lot of money is under my care.
Yeah.
You know, their retirement.
A lot of
fund.
dough.
Correct. So what happens is they get wooed to say, hey, invest in BlackRock, invest in this. So that money exchange,
private
those
equity.
favor exchange goes back and forth. That's the issue. Oh, man. Darnell, I would have been happy, Darnell, with the $50 cash app. I would have actually been happy if you would have got a haircut. Let's be honest. I'd have been more gracious if you said, you know what? I spent $20 for a haircut and I spent $30 on some clothes and this. That would have made me happy. I'm gracious for the cash app. Thank you, sir. But I would rather see you take care of you.
Please get a haircut. Please trim your beard.
Sometimes people don't want to save themselves, man. That's all on Darnell. I'm a little bit evil. Man, you're a grown man, Darnell. These brothers have been reaching out for you. When is it going to change, my brother? Stop talking about bankers. Talk about yourself, brother. Get it done.
And I'm just letting you know, I got a text from Georgia, and Georgia says, tell him I am very, very, very disappointed.
So let me ask you
she's
this,
listening to the live.
What if we find out that some of Mr. Musk's companies were employing some unlawful people in the country? Because that wouldn't be shocking. That wouldn't be shocking. A lot of these big multinational, of course, I expect there's a great deal of distance between the man at the top and the hiring, but that separation still doesn't make them free from responsibility of making sure that all of their companies are following the law. So
I think you're reaching.
If anything,
it's
super reaching. But watch this, old Crest. The funny part is, especially if you talk about like SpaceX, it's a lot of clearance jobs. So people can't work there on no H-1B visa because they don't have security clearances. And the government is suing Elon because he wasn't giving those people jobs at SpaceX, quote unquote, giving those people opportunities because of the immigration status, when it was really technically a government legislation, like someone on an H-1B visa can't have a top secret security clearance. So he's being sued for not hiring those types of people. And then on the back end, we launched this allegation. Now, if the allegation had some validity to it, then people should be held accountable. But if it doesn't, then you need to hold yourself accountable for throwing out nonsense. They used to put people and string them up for accusing people of being XYZ if it wasn't true. So don't go around throwing stones when you live in a glass house.
Okay,
Be
you
careful.
mentioned SpaceX. Why didn't you mention Tesla?
We could
Why
talk
didn't
about
you
that too.
mention Starlink?
Because
Those are not
we could talk about
government
that.
entities.
We could talk about that too.
Okay,
Starlink
those
is
are not government
because it's under SpaceX. It is under SpaceX.
I respect you on the SpaceX.
But Tesla, let's talk about Tesla. Then Tesla's the same thing as, again, most people who work there are white. Now, again, if we want to go in and find a case that that's not true and he was, taking quote unquote advantage of this type of situation, then whoever is in charge, whether it be Elon Musk or just the hiring manager, all of them should be held accountable. Right. But again, if they're legal migrants and then they hired them, which is 8,000, 80,000 people a year get approved for H-1B status, right? That's a legal thing. So you might want to correct that in the United States government of should we allow H-1B visa to exist? And if so, let's just have a conversation of how it should exist and higher requirements. But most of y'all ninjas never spent a day in an embassy facilitating any of this. Y'all just talking off the internet. So that's
I got a statement. Even back in the day when Microsoft first came up and Apple came up and all these other tech companies came up, and they might have hired illegals, but they gave them stock options. Aren't they all fucking millionaires now? Whether they were fucking under the table or not, they were getting stock options as a payout.
I'm not
fuckers are rich.
But my question is, isn't it your side of the aisle that want to get rid of H-1B?
Who's your side of the aisle?
Who's
The
that?
obstacle. No, the MAGA. No, not
Bro,
you.
wait,
Not
hold
you.
on. So
No, I'm saying
okay,
MAGA.
okay, gotcha.
The MAGA people.
Yeah, but they stupid too. I'm not a Democrat.
All right, okay.
I'm not a Democrat, bro. You got me messed up, and I'm not a Republican.
MAGA.
I get you. But MAGA has spectrums, right? Like Democrats have spectrums. So everybody is different. You can't just say all of them are the same. You got to chop them up. I think that's stupid. And this is why I show even black people who argue for DEI or just special allotments because you're black. I say, keep doing you. Because as much as white people tote on MAGA that is merit-based, it's not. Because if Indians are brought into the conversation and they have merit, what do white Americans say? Well, I'm an American. You should hire me first. So that's being discriminatory based off of nationality, which is illegal according to the same codes in which they rep. So white people are just lying and trying to get advantage, just like the next man. So they're just trying to put something out there that favors their situation. So I would tell you, don't drop your guard and let this merit conversation, which is not legitimate merit, because as I said, if we say this Indian's better than you, the first white MAGA guy would say, no, he's not American like me. Don't hire him. Ninja, you said merit, not Americanness. So again, it's kind of contradictory in their statements, and they don't understand that. And I would call it out. Like, go, you lying. You capping.
Okay.
You don't want merit. You just want to get hired. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, because I
keep it
think
real.
they're very nationalist. I'm just glad to hear one of them say it.
You mean racist? Let's keep it real.
That too.
No, I wouldn't say that because, people in other countries are nationalists and we don't call them racist. Like, Thai people say, don't come to my land and buy none of this. And you can't do this because you ain't Thai. And we say, okay. So they're nationalists. Like, now,
why is it a problem when Americans do it?
Exactly. And there's hints of racism amongst some people, right? Which I won't argue, but you guys act like white folks wasn't out here fighting with black people. So not all white nationalists are racist. And then again, the other is true. Some are also racist. I don't know the percentage. If you know it, then let me know. Enlighten me.
I wouldn't, well, I don't know. I can't say all white nationalists are racist. I would think that all racists are nationalists. I've never seen a racist that wasn't a nationalist.
Well, maybe not, because some racists would say, dang, this country, they forsake us. They're not ruling over us. Our whiteness rules over in the nation. So they might even reject the freaking nation at whole, too. Like, this ain't my nation.
How can a white nationalist abide by a country that has black people in charge?
Exactly.
It can't.
So
that's a contradiction.
They reject the nation.
They would have to
right.
excommunicate all black people and all Asian ethnic people all together before they could say it's their country again.
No,
they don't want anybody here.
No. A white nationalist can be in supportive of a country led by black people the same way. Because being a nationalist is being sovereign to the nation, not the race.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Like, if you're an American nationalist, you're sovereign. You're appended to the country, not the race.
Oh, okay.
So but if I'm a white supremacist, the whiteness supremes over the nation.
Right.
So again, it's all different. That's why I said a spectrum, right? Like you can't just throw everybody in the bag. Just like black people say, we are not a monolithic. So are other people. They're not a monolithic also. We got to break it down to its bare bones.
American Live has a question, though. He says, isn't DEI affirmative action in 2025? I disagree. To me, the thing with DEI is that all-inclusive. See, affirmative action was supposed to help underrepresented groups. DEI is the him, she, they, all of that group. I'm overweight group. People who really, don't even fall into those categories. So no, it's not. And I could understand how. I could understand how people would get upset with that. I mean, I got upset with that. Where I was like, man, I felt old because I just didn't know how to call anybody anymore. And it got to the point where you said, if you can't define what a woman is, it's like, man, where have we got? Other countries laugh at us when we say, man, I don't know what a woman is anymore. Or I got to call you by it, she, their, bilingual, bilateral. And you're like, what?
But can we be honest? They use DEI as a code word for black. We got to be honest. Because
I know. I don't think so. When I think of DEI, no. I think of DEI.
I don't think so. We'll push back, but let them finish this thing.
Okay. When the bridge in Baltimore collapsed, they blamed the DEI mayor. Didn't have nothing to do with it. Our president just blamed the DEI for the fucking plane crashing. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's not true. I'm saying they used it because they took and painted this narrative that DEI meant unqualified, and it never did. I agree that DEI opened up and started bringing in all kinds of fucking people, and black people were the fewest percentage of beneficiaries of DEI positions. We were the last. It was predominantly at number one, white women, like all fucking ways. But anything that went wrong, they said they could slap the label DEI. They're unqualified, and and the same way with they used to call us affirmative action hire, which maybe we did get in because of affirmative action. It didn't mean we weren't qualified. That's the only part that I don't like about it is the dismissive nature. So I'm glad it's gone, because now if you get a job, they can't say affirmative action, they can't say DEI, but they're gonna come up with some other bullshit. That's what they black people aren't enough.
Krusty, I agree with you, but let me touch base on two things. Sure. DEI is really what it is that it's like when you used to have the urban department, you have a product and you want to be able to sell to that market, right? So you would bring in someone from that community to help you sell to that market.
Right.
And most companies, if you're going to do future projections, the country is going to be more mixed. It's going to be more brown. It's going to be more black. It's going to be more Asian. It's going to actually be less white.
Yeah.
So a company investing in DEI, which is diversity, is showing them how to market their services and products to that community. That's really what it's supposed to be.
I agree.
You know,
I liked it. I supported DEI, but I didn't like what they twisted it.
No, that's how it's marketed by Republicans, and Republicans are really, really good marketers.
Yes.
And that's how Trump put it. It's like these people are unqualified and they're also un-American.
Yep.
And they're here to take your job from you. Or they're put in these places by Democrats and they're not qualified and they're gonna screw up and do plane crashes. And in essence, you know, black people are not really a big portion of the DEI. It's more towards, I think, white women are the biggest beneficiaries, and transgender and things like that. And that's where it gets weird. Like what I think what Kanar was saying, or maybe you were saying, Phil, it's about the he, she, they, them. And actually, I think that's what kind of pushed this election over to the Republicans, that they focus on all these social issues. And like, wow, that sounds crazy. So even me, a centrist Democrat, I can't really get down with the he, she, they, them. Like that makes no sense to me. I might silly vote Trump just based on that.
I ain't going
that
far.
They did a commercial, and it was a female going into the voting booth, and she said, "I'm doing it for them." The Republicans countered and said, "I'm doing it for my son, and I'm doing it for her." And that whole thing just latched off, where it's like, oh, it went back again. And I just want you guys to know, I know we go, Richard, you go to that other show across the way, and you know, I believe they like the beta things, but I think that Trump was the whole bring alpha men back, bring that whole, I want to be a man's man. I know women saying, I want a man who is a man again. Men saying, this is what I want. You know, they looked at Biden as this beta man. He couldn't stand. He's weak and fragile, and we don't know what to call anybody. I think it was a reversion back to, I don't want to say how things used to be, a strong type of America.
I got mad pushback. I've been just hanging out, trying to follow the conversation. How's everybody today?
Just don't be holding no grenades today. Let's just get it out.
No, I'm out of explosives.
Okay.
You know, I'm waiting for them to come through the mail. Anyway, I got mad pushback on that. I'm going to start with what you're saying about Trump. I don't think anybody who has had any personal interaction with him, and especially knowing what we know about his past, would look at him as a manly man. That's his facade. Now, let me just put that out there. And then
I stand corrected. I'll tell one person that did, Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson said when everybody went against him and wouldn't let him fight, Trump was the only person that stood up for him. And he said that's why he would vote for him. I'm just letting you know. You asked for one person. I gave you that person.
Trump didn't get him out of jail either. But
Trump
moving on.
How was supposed to get him out of jail?
Well, come on now. Here's the second part of this. I would certainly see Joe Biden more manly because of his upbringing, his background, his massive losses, the fact that he has had a son that, served in the military. Now, to me, that's a manly man, but not Trump. I mean, he is the worst person that America could have chosen. And with all the stuff coming down the pipe, with all of those executive orders, 020, good to see you, my brother Rico. I missed you, man. And yeah, I was on the other panel. So what? But this thing with diversity, equity, inclusion, that is nothing more than what one of the brothers spoke earlier in saying government contracts, programs to bring in minorities, not just racial minorities, but gender minorities, including women. I remember when I worked in corporate America, I wrote a lot of grants for I submitted a lot of requests, to spend money. I'm sorry, I'm getting off track. To order products from us, we had to go through the 8A program. And this was a Black-owned business, and that didn't just include us. We would turn other sisters, Black women, onto the program. That made them a double minority, being a woman and a Black woman at that. So DEI, to me, this is why I posed the question. Isn't that just basically the government 8A program, which I'm assuming is still around? Affirmative action, because as Rico pointed out, that's how a lot of us actually, broke down the doors. I know it helped me in my professional career in tech.
Affirmative action is still in place. It's the DEI that kind of enhanced what affirmative action did.
I get that
inclusiveness of it.
That part. I get that part, but
affirmative action got watered down too.
Yeah. Down.
I know that, but one of the things that's being implied is that DEI slants more towards the LGBTQRST community, and I don't think that's fairly accurate. I think a lot of us can still kick through some doors.
All right, so Richard, let me take one point at a time real quick, and I'll let you go. If you say that he wasn't weak, I don't know how often you travel. I know that you are in one place, but I do travel to South America and those places a lot. When Biden was in, the first thing I would hear people say, and I knew a girl that was like, hey, I'm coming up there. She was like, I'm trying to get to America because free, 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 and free. Everything was just open. So maybe he wasn't weak, but there was a perception that he was. And this is just to go to Trini real quick, because I know Trini is saying that Trump went against the Central Park Five. Trump was just a person who could advertise. And this is what happens all the time. You put your frustration at the wrong person. All he could say was they guilty. That doesn't mean anything. All the prosecutors were Democrats, and all of them were white. So if you want to be mad at somebody, these were the prosecutors. These are the people who had the real power to do it. These are the people who found them guilty, and with the evidence, and the police that did it were also white. Trump had nothing to do with that. It doesn't matter what he said or what he did. He had no power to find them guilty at all. So he can take out anything and say, I think they're guilty, but he had no power to convict them, no power to prosecute them, and no power to arrest them.
He had the power to convict them in the court of public opinion by taking out that ad in the I think it was the New York Times.
What you don't understand is they were already arrested. They had already said that they were guilty way before he took the ad out, my friend. So
but we know
you got to blame. Hold up, you got to blame the
They were coerced.
Didn't do that. Trump didn't do that. So you can't. All he did was when they said, "Hey, we think you're guilty." This person just said that they were guilty. He admitted to them being guilty.
You're talking about a bunch of kids, man. Come on.
Phyllis, regardless, you ask Trump today if the Central Park Five did it, he's gonna say yes.
Okay. All right. If you ask Al Sharpton, did the Duke guys rape that girl? He gonna say they did it, and she came out and admitted she didn't. So if we go talk back, I
watched that documentary.
And what did Al Sharpton say? Al Sharpton tried to defend her, and he said they guilty to this day.
He said he believed her until the evidence came out.
No, he's still talking to that today.
The reality is this: I'll concede that Al Sharpton is wrong and Donald Trump is wrong. But that's what I'm sitting there saying is I don't disagree. You can bring Sharpton into it and throw him under the bus as well. but it's like people refuse to put Trump under the bus for it. That's the problem. I'm not.
I wouldn't, because everybody thought.
That's why I don't understand Obstacle's position when it comes to Trump and Musk.
Can
I don't understand where you're coming.
No, okay, yeah, that's cool.
Go ahead.
Understand yours. See, that's how I am. I overstand. I don't talk on your position and not understand it, because it wouldn't make sense. All right, so you got to get to understand other people, not just your position. And what I was going to actually double down and say this, so I'm going to enlighten you from my perspective on it. I don't disrespect Biden. That's number one. I'm a soldier. I respected whoever was on the wall because the American people elected. Even if I don't agree, I'm not the dictator here. Majority said that. So guess what? Salute. And Biden left, right? He could have went golfing. He could have been vacationing. He decided to serve his country. Regardless if I agree with his policies with DEE, that's not the case. I respect the man who served his country. That dude don't got much life left. He's out of here. He dang near could barely walk leaving office. That means that he stayed there until he had no life in him. Now he got a little bit of life left. So I say, thank you for your service, sir. Even though I voted this way. See, I'm not disrespectful. I know these people put their heart and soul in it. So it's like you could say whatever because you sitting back in the rear with the gear, but every day his life is in threat. His family get hurt. Didn't somebody run up in Biden's house and put her hands on him? Or Nancy Pelosi? That was Nancy Pelosi. So and her husband. So again, this ain't no light stuff, man. So I respect everybody who's sitting in that chair in that command. I'm not one of those people who say F him because I don't agree with his policies. That's ridiculous. So again, I understand your position and how you see him as a man. And then I just think Trump is his man, and I agree with that type of manhood. But I'll never call Biden not a man and a weakling. He is a very strong individual who stayed and served this country. And thank you for your service, Biden. And the same thing. Now Trump won, and we're going in this direction. That's all I got to say about that. I'm not doing the back and forth thing. That's not me.
Now, here's one thing I wanted to disagree with Fearless take. I don't think it was necessarily the American people, wanted a manly man or manly president or anything of that nature. I think, honestly, Americans really cared more for, that the cost of eggs and gas and things that they buy every day was higher under Biden than it was under Trump. So I think that's what influenced them. Case in point, Obama was not a manly, no offense to Obama's, supporters, but Obama was not a manly president at all. I mean,
I disagree in that.
Why would you say that?
And why before you say that, not a manly man, what I mean is when they say, oh, Russia, he's going to stand up to Russia. He's going to stand up to these people. He's going to stand up. That's what they wanted to see, that type of aggression. Obama, if you remember, he dropped more bombs than anybody. He was dropping all them bombs on all them people. So that
you also remember his famous red line speech in Syria? What happened there?
And they called him weak for that.
They sure did.
But that's happened to presidents before. But my bigger question is this: if we set aside Trump for a moment, because I want to tie it into that DEI qualified crap. I'm not looking at Trump because, like Obstacle said, they voted for him. So whether I think he's qualified or not, he earned the job by getting the votes. Period. Yeah. But the people
and from the very people that are going to be deported,
right?
Which is crazy to me. But hey, you put him in there,
right? But the people who didn't get the vote were the people he's appointing to his cabinet, who I think are woefully unqualified.
A lot of them are.
Deaf. Yeah. Pete Hegseth. You can't. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna drop that there. I don't think.
Rico, did they run out of generals?
Right. The Health and Human Services. Robert Kennedy is a damn quack. He's not qualified. He's no doctor. He has no medical background. He's unqualified. I think Tulsi Gabbard, who went to Syria and cozied up to Assad, is not qualified to be DNI. So I hear, it's not lost on me if the person looks like me or most of the people on this panel, are they qualified always comes up. And I watched the last 2 weeks and I'm like, are we fucking kidding me? I'm qualified to be sec deaf and I know I'm not. This is crazy.
Here's what I think happened, Okra. I'm not justifying it. Believe me, I'm not justifying it. I think when he was first in office, he hired people that had the experience. He went against them.
Qualified. They were all qualified.
Yes. And then what happened is they did not agree with him.
Yes.
And they spoke out against him. And he said, "Oh, what do you mean you're speaking out against me? How can you go against me?" He got rid of him. So this time he came in and said, "I'm not getting anybody who's going to speak against me. I'm getting loyalists. Yeah, I'm getting, as long as you're loyal to me, that your qualification is loyalty."
Which is his right because he won. So again, we got to go back to the winning and losing. You losers, y'all can't pick who he gonna pick and then set the standard. Just like when y'all pulled up and y'all won, y'all was picking who y'all wanted to pick, which is cool. I never was, scoping down like he ain't qualified. He ain't qualified. Nah, let Biden do his thing. Let him rock.
I brought it up because they've always brought up the qualified conversation.
Yeah, they do.
When it
but
comes to
everybody do that.
And so my thing is, the guy who started it, Charlie Kirk. Oh, if I see a black pilot, I wonder if he qualified. But you're willing to put a white pilot in there that that's not fucking qualified because he's white and that's who they want in there. That's insane. That's not how.
That's not insane. That's actually human. Humans are like that. You lack understanding of humans, though.
Right. Let me just say this. Let me say this real quick.
Bullshit.
Let me say this real quick.
Yeah, that's human.
At the end of the day, in government, there's structure. There's systems and processes in place. It's called a SOP, Standard Operating Procedures. Each department has those. So even if they put an idiot in place, the people that are subordinate to him say, "Sir, you can't do that." And here's why. Go change the standards of operating procedure, and then we can do it that way. Up until you do those things, there's a system in place for a reason within government agencies. And we all know this, that are prior government employees and government as far as military. There's always a systems of operating procedures in place in government agencies. And those have to be followed to the letter of the law because at the end of the day, lives or situations are involved with the decisions that are made by those department heads.
Okay, but you have to explain to me why they're firing all the top leaders in the FBI now. They're firing them all, and they're going to install them all with, like Obstacle said, with fellow loyalists. People.
But the whole thing, those loyalists better know the law because they just can't take a position and not know the law.
And that's all I'm saying is
I said one loyalist.
They're firing them all. So I'm saying you're not necessarily looking for the most qualified. You're looking for the most loyal. Qualifications be damned.
And that's how kings are built.
But the thing is, but the thing is with that though, and
go ahead. No, go Dave. You good?
I'm sorry, obstacles. I was just going to say real quick. I mean, to Ronan's point, I think your theory is going to be tested. If you see now, Trump already. How do I put it? He's going against the Constitution already by withholding funds. A judge had to block Trump from, I guess, an executive order. Congress had already appropriated funds.
And that confirms my point. That confirms my point that there are systems and processes in place. Even though he signs an executive order, it does not mean it's set in stone. That's his wish, but it doesn't mean he gets to implement it if it goes against the systems and operating procedures. There are checks and balances. There are checks and balances. That's all I'm saying.
Let me ask you that same question. Hold up. When Biden said we're going to forgive student loans, and he went against it. And then the Supreme Court had to stay in. You weren't on here jumping and say, "Oh, he went against the Constitution. He did this."
There's nothing in the Constitution that states the president can't forgive student loans. However, only Congress has the power of the purse. That is in the Constitution.
Well, he tried to go against Congress and say he had it.
And no, my only issue, I agree he should have the right to fill empty positions with whoever he wants. I agree he gets to appoint his cabinet, but he's firing career service positions, which generally has never been done. And usually you don't try to turn over entire departments because that's disrupting the government. No president generally does that.
Wait, hold on, but it wasn't working, right?
Who says it wasn't working?
Oh, so under Biden, it was great. or was it good?
No, I didn't
What
say it
level?
was great, but you can't say it wasn't.
No,
great.
what level then? Was it good? Was it okay?
It was okay. It's always
Now, most people, when they went to go vote, they don't agree with that. So you got to realize that.
But just because you don't agree with it doesn't mean it didn't work. I'm saying.
Yeah, but how the system works is that way, not the way you want it to work. It doesn't work the way you want it.
No. Wait a minute. The system works the way that if most of the people don't like it
For whatever reason, for whatever wrong or right or indifferent, it still goes that way.
When has that ever occurred where most of the people didn't like it? The entirety of the system changed. When has that ever occurred?
So what you're talking about
wait, repeat that again. Repeat that again.
Yeah, I'm confused. Yeah.
No, repeat what you said.
Yeah, go
But
ahead.
the entirety of the system hasn't changed. So before you make that statement, you're making an assumption that the entirety
No,
of
what
the system
I want
has
him
changed
to
currently,
repeat,
and it has not.
Right.
I want Krusty to repeat what he said exactly.
Yes, I just wanted clarity when he says it.
Okay, what I said was typically presidents generally change. You get to replace your cabinet. You get to fill open positions. But generally, you don't try to replace the majority or almost an entirety of a department because that causes a disruption of a department, whether it's agriculture, FBI. I don't care what the department is. You replace.
You're saying something about the majority of the system.
Yes, it's going to break the system. So Obstacle said the system wasn't working. And I said, no, I'm not saying it wasn't working. I agree it wasn't working as good as he liked, and he has a right to make changes. But wholesale changes is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
bad.
okay, cool. But where is that written that you can't disrupt it? See, that's what I'm saying. You just exactly. So you're saying when this is he's disrupting the whole. Exactly, it's never been done. So let's okay. And some people are saying let's try it. You're saying don't try it. Ooh, you better not try. You better not go across that water. Old master gonna get us. No, don't go across the gun line, boss. It's never been done.
Okay. What I'm saying
oh
is,
shit! You didn't pull. You didn't pull the gun
what
line
I'm saying
out.
is okay.
Not the gun line.
Here's the thing. So if you disrupt the entirety of the system, and the very same people that said let's try end up totally fucked because you made an irresponsible choice. Because as a leader, you're supposed to know better. Whether people ask for shit that you're supposed to know better. You're supposed to do a smart and wise decision. His decisions are being made to his liking, and he has the right
Krusty.
to do.
They voted for him to disrupt the system, to drain the swamp,
Krusty,
to do
let me help
something
you out.
different.
Krusty, let me help you out. Because I think your concern is like when he fired those inspector generals.
Mm-hmm.
I think your concern is that he's gonna break the system.
Yes.
While trying to find a way to circumvent it, to bend it to his will. So something like someone will work within, like when you have a coloring book and you move things within the lines.
Mm-hmm.
I think what you might be concerned of, he might just rip the whole page out and just start doing shit from scratch. And we get into this unknown territory of damn, this dude doesn't want to seek election, right? He's unchained. He's not hiring the guardrails that they had before. He's trying to do anything he could do, and it's like he's just throwing shit to see what could stick, to see what could stop him. You know what I mean?
And then too, you also have to consider too. I mean, he has a proven track record. Look at his attorney general. How many during his first term? How many attorney generals did the man have? And then he fired Mad Dog Mattis, the former Secretary of Defense.
Wait, DE, what's your track record on cutting your hair?
But
how about that?
You know what my greatest fear is?
What's that got to do with the conversation?
Hold up, obstacle. You know my greatest fear
Throwing stones.
is
Go
my
ahead.
greatest fear is when Trump is gone, that he sets a new precedent that every asshole that comes after him get to do the same thing, and we're on the verge of democracy being broken because the country swings from one wild end to the other. Do we really want to live it? Because he got to do it. The next asshole get to do it. Then the next asshole get to do it.
But then we'll just be a banana republic.
So yeah.
We'll just become a.
Don't you listen to these funky ass niggas tell you shit.
There you go. Just needed that to come out real quick.
That was some right there.
I wanted to go back to this comment about Trump gets in office.
Dang, y'all just going after Trump all day? Is it the Trump-a-thon?
You
Y'all ain't got
take
nothing
that
else?
off.
Hey, I said Obama wasn't.
Trump talking points.
I said Obama wasn't manly. I went after everybody. I said Obama wasn't manly.
Oh,
let American Live go. American Live, speak
Let's
your
get
talk.
back to Trump. Let's keep talking about Trump over there and what he did with these executive voters. Now, nobody ever
you
went
don't like
line,
that.
boss.
You don't like us talking about your superhero, huh?
No, we talked about him, but we ain't spending all day talking about Biden.
Guys, let American Live go. Come on, let's one at a time.
Respect the elder.
American Live.
He's gonna take a while to get it out anyway. He's gonna go round Robin Hood's born trying to get out his point. Come on. Come on, America.
Let me go to the store right quick. I'll be back.
Just don't keep on blowing your arms off with the grenades, bro. Come on. Did he fall asleep again?
Y'all messing with American Live. Go ahead, Richard, brother. Go ahead.
How are my levels?
You good?
Okay, very good. So, the idea that obstacles are saying that Trump can completely deconstruct the American government through his policies.
No, that was Rick that said that.
Well, no, I'm kind of saying something that obstacles had mentioned earlier, that he can just tear down the government, put a whole bunch of people in that he wants. And I asked the question, I didn't think y'all heard it. Well, what does representative government mean under a system where you can have a king appoint all of his court jesters? That seems like you voted for one man who's able to wipe the table, clean the slate, and just bring in a bunch of unqualified people.
That's called his cabinet. That's called his cabinet. He can do that. That's why he has a cabinet. And that's why if you didn't want him, you wouldn't vote for him in the cabinet. You would not have voted for him so he can pick a Supreme Court person. And then he can only do so much if we had a Democratic Congress, or he couldn't do it. But what happened is the country voted for Republicans. So he has the Supreme Court, he has the Congress. So people voted that way. And you got to say, this is what America is. Maybe you didn't vote for that, but people voted for those things and gave him that authority.
Here's the thing. Y'all can't cry foul when you threw up a woman to go up against him without going through the electoral process of having a convention, having competition against this woman to put the best person up to run against Trump. Y'all duly just threw this pick up in front of y'all and y'all went with it. That's some foul ass shit.
Well, that was more.
At the end of the day, because you circumvented your own process, it don't matter. So you circumvented your system, and because it didn't come out the way you wanted it to, now it's everybody else's fault.
So Trump
that's more Biden's. That's Biden's fault. He should not have.
Hold on, Darnell. Trump didn't circumvent the system.
How so?
He didn't attend their fucking primary debate. He just put his name on and went down the hard.
No.
That's not mandatory.
The Republicans can nominate whoever they want to a party.
So can the Democrats.
Oh, exactly.
Okay.
No, I'm saying, but what happened? No, but what he's saying is because they not circumvented, because she didn't go through those necessary through the fire. When she went through the fire in the first time to try to run for president, when she went against Biden, we've seen how bad she failed.
I'll tell you. Let me tell you. Hold on. Let me tell you. From the time Trump lost the office,
yes,
until the time he got elected, he was running.
Okay,
he was constantly running for 4 years. The whole time Biden's in office, he's running. He's having political rallies. Hold on. He's having political rallies. He's having all the things and processes of raising money and all these things. So everybody in Republican Party by default already knew who they wanted to run as their executive officer or the president-elect, which was Trump. Nobody was standing in his way. Nobody said, yo, we need to have a whole political debate to let me have a fair shot.
Excuse me.
And hold up. No, but here's what happened. The Republicans went to all of the debates, everything.
Yeah.
But when it got time to vote at the end, who did they vote for? They still voted for
I don't
Trump.
disagree with that, but you can't say nobody stood in his way because there were people on the Republican side that was
what is his
running
name?
for
Romney
president
and the other
in
chick. The
primary.
other chick.
No,
was a white chick.
Romney didn't run. He didn't run in 24.
Romney. It was
Nikki Haley.
The Sato
Nikki
from
Haley, and then there was
guy
some
from
Indian
Florida.
dude.
It was
There
like
some
6 or
Indian
7
dude.
people.
Ramaswamy.
And then the
DeSantis.
Vivek
Those are the top
Ramaswamy was the Indian guy.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
I'm
but he
saying
wasn't the
was
top.
They had a Republican primary in
Right.
several states, and Trump refused to participate in any of them, and he got anointed. Kamala got anointed.
No,
as
he
a Hunter
they
State.
they
It's not the
voted
best
for
way I
him.
like it.
He's not
But the whole
anointed.
thing is,
They
he
voted
got
for him.
anointed, but I mean, they gave him the nominees.
Right, and I agree. I don't disagree with that. I'm
But
just
the whole
saying,
thing is, if you don't give her trial by fire and at least let her come against some opposition. Okay, so Trump went to a couple of the one debate. He said, "I'm
Well,
not
he
going to
didn't.
do it anymore. It's not worth
he
my
didn't
time."
go to any. He didn't go to a single debate.
Okay,
He didn't
well,
have
he didn't
to.
go to. He didn't have
None.
to.
He did.
The other ones needed to prove themselves to say they're better than Trump as an
He
option.
said he wasn't going. He didn't feel like he needed to
But
go.
the whole
He
thing
didn't
is,
go.
But-
because listen, and I'll say it this way: he ran for 4 years without them running at all. They jump into the race within a year to 6 months before the actual election.
Right.
They need to prove themselves as somebody that could take him out as the viable alternative to what everybody already knew the standard was going to be, which was him.
The point is,
And
this.
Rico,
Hold
Rico,
up. Darnell, hold up. Let Old Krusty get his point on.
It was an open primary on the Republican side because Trump wasn't the fucking, president running for re-election. He had lost.
Correct.
That made it an open primary. Everybody that wanted to be president, even former presidents, were supposed to be in the primary. He once again set a new precedent. I'm not going to do it. Everybody going to vote for me. And they did. I guess he knew. All I'm saying is, looking at it, what Kamala did wasn't much different other than the fact she had 100 days and they couldn't have a primary on the
I don't know what the
Democratic
answer to this is, and maybe somebody can tell me before I have to go to Chat GPT it. How many presidents actually served one term, took off a term, and came back and won again?
It's only
two.
been
There's two.
two.
Grover Cleveland and Donald Trump.
Trump is the second one. That's it.
So let me ask you this, Uncle Krusty.
And I
Do
think
you
when
think
Grover
that-
ran again, he primaried again, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm not sure.
Yeah. Yes.
Do you think
he
that
did.
Kamala Harris was the best nominee for the Democratic Party?
Absolutely. They was going to lose. It was 100 days. Biden should have been dropped out.
Let me jump in. Listen.
Go ahead.
Listen, Trump is a superstar. He is a celebrity, right? We would have need an Obama celebrity to beat Trump, right? So I
That's an
think
excuse.
Democrats miscalculated because
it's an excuse.
We kind of knew it is an excuse. We didn't win. All we have is excuses.
I disagree. I could have beat Trump.
No, absolutely.
Hold on, let me land my
plane.
plane.
Damn right I could. Fearless could have beat Trump. This whole panel could have beat Trump.
Okay,
Listen,
Mr. Non-negotiator.
We didn't know that Biden was that far gone. That debate threw us in a panic. We didn't know what to do. We was like, damn, this dude is mumbling. When he said he doesn't even know what he's saying. When he said he doesn't even know what he said just now. That was like, oh shit, we got a problem, right? And I believe that Pelosi, Schumer, all of them, they should have stepped into that long time ago, or whoever's close by should have been like, look, he shouldn't run, and would have had a better process. Kamala would have had a better, more than 100 days or whatever time she had. She would have had a year to run.
Yes.
Right?
But also
she whooped his ass in a debate.
Yes.
And he was like, nah, we ain't debating no more. She whooped his ass.
Yes.
But obviously, Americans don't really pick presidents off of debates. So
because of this. Now let me ask this question.
Hold on, let me no, don't ask the question because I want to rebut to that, and I'm just taking notes. So first of all, the DNC should have known that Biden was already mentally unstable. They should have ran because of his age, his declining age, and the pressure it takes to be the president, and some of the things he was doing before it even was race time for him to run. They should have been prepping other candidates just in case Biden, for some reason, was not able to fail. The last minute, 100-day bullshit is exactly an excuse. You should have known that man had failing and declining issues when it came to his mental capacity, his ability to pay attention or stay fucking awake. Either way, you should have known. DNC does their homework when it comes to background checking people.
I agree with everything. It's not a rebuttal. I agree with all of that.
Now, secondly, Biden said he was only supposed to be a one-term interim president, and y'all should have been, just like Trump, running somebody or running the numbers on who the best candidate was supposed to be after this interim president, Biden, because of his age and his declining abilities. He already knew he wasn't supposed to be running a second term. But y'all didn't do what you needed to do.
There was nobody else.
You thought it was going to be and that's a problem.
Ronan, there was nobody else.
How can Obama come from one Senate seat one time?
There's no Obama in the Senate right now.
You don't have no talent within the Democratic Party? Nobody?
So Ronan, who would your choice be?
It's humorous.
First of all, I'm not a Democrat, so it's not my issue to resolve. Secondly,
I'm asking a question.
Don't have any young talent within the Democratic Party now that y'all ain't propping up right now, and y'all behind the 8 ball again.
They miscalculated
when Trump can't run.
It's humorous. That's what it is.
Hold up. Let me ask this question because I think y'all going off way off. What if Biden? He was on a good roller coaster when he came in. COVID, vaccinations. When the immigrants start coming at the border, when that thing happened in Israel, when all those wars happened in Ukraine, we just seem to not have a stance. It was they shouldn't do it, but there was really no stance. Do you think, this is just a question, if he took the stance the same as Trump on immigration, on Israel, on Ukraine, on all of those places, do you think that he could have won re-election?
No, because the bottom
you don't
line
think so?
is, no, because it's what Darnell said earlier, the inflation. And there's nothing you can do about that. And that just, we didn't give a damn. They didn't care. Immigration wasn't it. It was the inflation. It was the inflation. And it was nothing he could do about that. But he has to take the blame because he's the president at that time. So immigration, okay, he shut down the border. Israel, we have really nothing to do with. Eggs are still fucking $9 a dozen. And
but he was still giving them money. He was.
Okay,
he kept giving them money.
You know why the eggs are?
They're still giving them money. They just approved bombs the other day.
Hold on.
Don't give them
why did the eggs go up to $9? It
$9
wasn't because of inflation. The eggs didn't go up because of inflation. Became of the birds. There's a bird flu going on right now with chickens.
Right.
They're killing off more chickens than are producing eggs. That's why eggs are going up. Don't equate that to inflation. Don't equate
no, inflation was involved. Inflation was involved with that because you got to remember not the bird flu, with the cost of eggs here, and here's why. Yes, here's why. How do you get the eggs to the grocery store? Hold on a second. How do you get the eggs to the grocery store? Okay, that takes gasoline.
Wait,
gasoline's high.
There's a shortage of chickens. That means there's a shortage of eggs. Period. It doesn't matter how it's being transportation wise. That's a non-factor. The factor is there's not enough chickens or producing eggs to cover what's needed, so it drove up the market. The transportation of those Darnell of the eggs are a non-factor at this point.
Okay, forget the egg. Inflation was up across the board on several commodities that America.
Okay, so how did we get to inflation? Let's go back to that. You know how we got to inflation?
Okay, how?
Because of during the pandemic and all those fucking bonus checks that everybody was getting.
The spending of
who gave all that out? Who gave all that out? Was that Biden or Trump?
Both.
Wait. He filled in the gap to make everybody happy, but then once everybody has to pay the fucking piper, now you're pissed off. There's inflation, but you took that money happy as a fucking lark.
But here's the whole point.
Even working.
But no matter who the president was, they were going to print them checks. And they were going to send that money out.
Why was that the first recourse? Why would that be the first recourse?
Because that was economic policy approved by both sides. Now, Biden just happened to be the president.
I understand it was approved, but was that the best
PPP loans? The PPP loans with a bare share of all the free money, not the people. We got $700, $1,400, I think, altogether. I don't think that's enough.
I think it was 2,100. I think because Trump had two checks. Trump did 2 stimulus checks.
Yeah,
and Biden did 2.
Okay,
no matter how much.
Wait, stop. It wasn't just the stimulus checks. It was also unemployment. Everybody got to claim unemployment during that time too.
Yes.
And some of those guys, I know I was raking it in. I know I was raking it in every month.
Not only unemployment, you had rent freezes where people couldn't be evicted.
Yep.
All that shit for an extended period of time.
So then the American people became drunk off of the ability that they had all this money and resources. They didn't do the right thing. So then when inflation comes back to bite them in the ass, and they could have had the resources had they invested properly and done the right things with the money and not been behind on their rent and not avoid paying their rent, then they wouldn't be bitching as much.
It's not
one thing you're missing.
Right thing.
We weren't spending.
Hold up. Hey, guys, we gotta do one at a time. When I hear the playback, we don't hear nothing. It hears marble. So I'll let you go. Go ahead, Trini. Then I need to hear Old Krusty.
I was just gonna add one thing. During that time, America wasn't spending as much, so spending was down and savings was up. Think about it. People weren't going out as much.
They were buying on fucking Amazon. They were buying on online ordering system there was. What you
they were going out. I made most of my money Lyft driving during the pandemic, man. They was going out when they opened up the bars.
I started a trucking company during the pandemic. I know this.
But here's the deal. They
were
couldn't
spending.
sit there.
And they had extra cash to spend.
Hold up. Hey, guys, let him talk.
You said they did bad policy. That was the only policy they could do, which is why it was supported by both sides. Because other than that, you would have drove unemployment through the roof if you wouldn't have sat there and funded those people.
They were.
So you had to fund people to keep people off the street, to keep people from being homeless, to keep people from being unemployed. So did we print money? Yes. Did it cause inflation? Yes. But I don't care who the president was, there was no other choice at that time because this was a once in a lifetime pandemic. It was not only did we go through it, but it went on around the globe because a lot of places were doing it. Not as severe as America, but nonetheless, Biden was the president. He has to bear the brunt of that. And because of that,
You mean Trump was the president?
But
Biden had to suck up the fucking increase.
Biden took us out the weeds of the inflation.
But he was there when the inflation went up. So I'm saying because of that, I don't care who ran in this cycle on that side. If Trump was in office, he would have got blowed out. The person that was in office was Biden, and the American people could point at the president and say it inflation cost. We want your ass out. Now they believe Trump is going to bring it down, but he's not.
Nope.
We'll get used to it. That's all.
Yeah, I agree with Rico. In fact, my father has a saying. He says, the president gets too much blame and too much credit for the economy. So,
okay, and while you guys were talking, I did my research. Yeah, y'all saying this is a once in a lifetime pandemic. It was not. There was the Spanish flu. 1918. Hold on, 1918 to 1920. They didn't have the luxury of sitting at home. They didn't have the luxury of working from home on digital media or anything like that. But yet and still, they made it through by working still in industry. They controlled how they integrated or messed around. They minimized their movements, but they were able to do it without putting themselves in a fucking rut.
Now the economy shut.
We're so easily wanting to be comfortable where they knew how to rough it a little bit, and they still did what they needed to do to survive during that pandemic. And it was an international pandemic as well.
But Ron, in 1920,
and they had less advantages than we did.
But here's the thing: in 1920, America wasn't even in the top 50th country in the world. In 1920,
and to your
we
point,
were not
as
what
well.
we are now. We were not what we are now. We didn't become what we are now until after World War II. In 1920, America wasn't shit.
So then, because we were shit and we could write checks that we couldn't fucking cash, and we can print money. Let's just send out stimulus checks to make everybody.
I'm not saying
happy.
we should do it. I'm just saying that 100-year difference is two different worlds. That's all I'm saying.
But so what I'm saying is, you're not saying we should have done it, but because the repercussions is that now we have a higher interest rate on everything. Now it's a problem.
No,
but you took the money happily.
What I'm saying is
inflation comes afterwards, and now you upset.
No, this is
But
what
you
I'm
took
saying.
the money.
I'm saying we should have done it because I don't believe we had any other choice. And I'm saying we need to shut the fuck up and deal with the pain of it now, because that is the consequence of printing that money, that the bill comes due and we just got to pay it.
Yeah,
I want to switch. I want to switch topics for it along the same topics, but let's switch for a second. So, two topics. One, I want to talk about either crime, or let's talk about, do you think America is weaker, or people are weaker than what we used to be?
Crime, because the weakness is just too subjective.
Let's do crime.
Yeah, that's more solid.
Let's do crime.
Okay.
With the advent of I know we said immigration wasn't there, but you know, in LA, Chicago, New York, a lot of metropolitan cities, a lot of the crime.
Get some red areas in there.
Yeah, yes, it comes from those illegal immigrants, gangs. Hey, there's a lot of the gangs in Chicago are minorities. Denver. Do you think that? Yep. So do you think that with immigrants, crime is going down? And what do you think we can do to start lowering crime?
May I go first, or
go ahead? Because old Krusty look like he don't know what to say.
Yeah, I know I don't.
He's contemplating.
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. Now, under Trump's term, he did have a positive impact, and believe it or not, he actually had a pretty good impact in lowering crime rates, in the country. You can look at stats from Chicago, for example, as case in proof. His law and order campaign does appear to be like it was successful. Now, the thing is, you're never going to get rid of crime, especially when you have large metropolitan cities like New York and LA. You just got too many people in a densely populated area. There's always going to be crime. Another thing too is addiction. Right now during this, and it was even a problem during Trump's first term, was the fentanyl. That's a huge problem. Crime's going to go up, especially when people can't get their fix. They're going to resort to crime to get their fix.
But that goes back to a lot of illegal immigrants. The Mexicans are bringing the fentanyl all over. If you stop the border, the drugs from coming over, what do we do?
You know what's funny? It's funny? We had the Mexican president make this thing. There's like, in Mexico, we don't have a drug problem. We make all the drugs. Right? How come there's a drug problem in America?
Yeah, but Mexico doesn't actually make all the drugs. They make marijuana.
They don't use the drugs. We're the consumers.
Yeah,
just like we have the immigrant issue, because there's jobs available here.
Yes.
Right? So I could come undocumented and have a job by next week.
And all I can say is, with access, you start getting into things that you shouldn't have. If you didn't have the available wherewithal or the money, you wouldn't be doing it. Obviously, if you're addicted, you're doing it because you can't help yourself. Other than that, because we have money, we spend it. Those Mexicans don't have money like that to want to be smoking weed all day long. They got to fucking work.
So my question is, are we saying that the immigration problem is 100 years old? Because America's drug problem is.
Yeah, but not that. I want to play this, and I just want to get your opinion on it. This is just, I want to get an opinion. I had it on there. Breaking news. Okay, here we go. I think this woman says it. Let's see what she says.
Now, before you get offended and try to stop me from saying what I'm going to say, you're a biblical person, so you say, just like I am.
Let's see if I can get to where she.
Israel is the children of Israel.
I don't want to get there.
Stupidity to think.
Let me see. I thought she was
law
talking
department that's sitting here every day like that. Levine.
Damn, don't she have a limit of how long she can talk?
And I told you.
She giving a damn education course.
It triggers something inside.
No, this ain't the one I was talking about. Man, I had her, and I don't know where. Let me find her. But what she was saying was, they want to keep Chicago as a sanctuary city.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
And she's saying it's sad that we elected you, the citizens. You rather give money to, he said, he came in, the mayor came in and said, I won't raise taxes. Now that all the immigrants came in, he says, I'm in a deficit. I don't have any money because I spent it on the immigrants. Now I want to raise taxes.
Ridiculous.
People who live there say, oh, hold up, we don't have anything. How are you giving all this money to the illegal immigrants, but you haven't taken care of your own citizens?
Your house.
How do you guys feel about that? Yeah, and I'm gonna find out what she says.
Well, I'll tell you this: I'm pro-immigration, but I think sanctuary cities is a dumb idea. I just think it's just. I mean, you can be pro-immigrant, and sanctuary city is just dumb. That's just thumbing your nose at the law, being an asshole. I'm not saying that you need to turn immigrants in, but to sit there and say that I'm going to fight to protect them to break the law, I think it's fucking dumb. I think it is stupid. If you're an illegal immigrant in America, while I may not turn you in, it's your responsibility to keep your own ass hidden. I don't think as a government entity, I should be helping you do that or define the federal government. Do I think immigrants create more crime? Not disproportionately, absolutely not, than the normal population. But I agree. If you're an illegal immigrant, you shouldn't be committing any crime. But I don't think if New York City crime skyrockets, I seriously doubt if it's going to be because of immigrants. It's going to probably be because of native-born citizens. So it's a mixed bag for me. I don't think the influx of immigrant drives crime up. I think crime had been going down for the last, I think they said the last decade anyway. The FBI statistics show that violent crime has been going down all over the country. I think what drives crime up more than immigrants, you can get every immigrant out, but if unemployment spikes, you're going to see crime go up. Poverty breeds crime.
I found this lady. Man, why am I not doing it? Where did she go? And I just want to take your comment on this because she's the one who's saying it. Man, I lost her. Y'all don't see anything on the screen, do you?
Yeah, we do. Chicago flips red.
I'm sorry, I don't see it. I apologize. I didn't see it. But let's go with it.
Big old bitties.
They ain't that big, but they okay.
They're big enough.
You will not allow Trump to come in here and get these illegals. Yeah, you can smile. We're in $1 billion deficit. And you spent half of our money, half of that on illegals. You campaign and double down that you would not raise property taxes.
I won't raise your property taxes.
You wanted to raise our taxes $300 million. They shut it down. Now we back here for $150 million. Okay. See, this is what we asking now. Since you want to crash out, some of y'all say y'all willing to go to jail for it. Trump, Tom Homan, make an example out this Negro right here first. Please come here first, because you know what? We're going to help you. We want a forensic.
Ma'am, I would ask that you keep your, hold on a second. Stop her time. Just a second. Stop her time. Ma'am, I would ask that you, if you want to continue speaking, you have to make sure that your language is appropriate. Okay? All right. Okay, you can begin her time again.
You're gonna spend our tax dollars to go, Michael Rodriguez. You said to take Trump to court to protect these illegals. That's cool, because we about to make all of y'all aldermen famous. Y'all think this has gonna rat? I think not.
She said what? Flip Chicago red.
We not playing.
So y'all want to know why the vote came as it did? That's why.
She's right on that issue, but I don't think that was everybody's issue. But she's right.
Yep. Absolutely.
And I mean, that becomes the frustration. But that's the frustration. To say, man, you said you weren't going to raise taxes. Now you raise taxes to support illegals.
Right.
And I think what the issue became is people are saying, well, what about me? I've been here.
But that's Chicago. I don't think we can take that and say that that's a blueprint for all of America. It is for some places.
It's only in two places. It's mainly in New York and Chicago.
Right.
But
that's the only place I've heard about it at.
But does But does anybody know
And let me just say
that?
this: Chicago has been poorly run for the last 60 fucking years. Even before the immigration issue, Chicago's been a shit show forever of mismanagement of government. So get the illegals out. They were stealing before that. They still want to have $1 billion deficit. That's fucking Chicago.
But see, the problem though, Rico, is that when the Democrats say yes, we want immigrants, we'll take them, and the sanctuary cities propped up and stuff like that. The problem is they put these immigrants in the black community. Is it a wonder why Kamala Harris didn't get as many black men supporters as Biden did? I'm gonna be honest with you. You put all of them in the black community. Remember when the Republicans were shipping them out to like Martha's Vineyard and all that to prove a point, and those rich Democrats said, "Oh no, they can't go. No, we're pro-immigrant, but they can't be here. This is Martha's Vineyard. This is for us." So they started moving them to places like Chicago and the black community, tying up our resources, which are limited.
To rile us up. You're right.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because that's Republicans inflaming the issue for this election, for this very election that we're in.
Maybe,
right?
but
no,
I think did they have a point? But did they have a point?
White liberals, man. White liberals are all the ones that say, "Oh, we should do this, except when it's in their backyard."
They're writing checks they don't want to cash themselves. They're writing checks that they don't want to cash themselves as other communities in order to cash those checks, but they won't want them up in their own communities.
Okay, but let me add this one thing in that we all seem to be ignoring. Okay, yes, I'll kick every fucking white liberal. I'll kick every black liberal in the fucking ass. I'll kick every Democrat in the ass. But I'll still be kicking because I'm going to have to kick every Republican in the ass. Because let's not pretend that these motherfuckers give a fuck about resolving the immigration issue when they had an a comprehensive immigration plan passed.
With who?
With the Congress. And guess who told them not to fucking do it?
What was the agreement? Wait.
He was running for office.
What was in the package that made it so comprehensive?
I know this. Tom, the senator from Oklahoma, James Lankford, wrote the fucking bill. The Republican senator from Oklahoma wrote the fucking bill. He had everybody on board to vote for it on both sides. So I don't know what was in it, but I know both sides agreed to it. And one motherfucker said, "Until I win, no."
The only comprehensive plan I think they should have for immigration is there should be a limit of how many people can come in here. You can't have birthright privileges, and you can't own our fucking land.
But I'm saying,
do you want to come?
All I'm saying, if we're gonna state the facts, that was true, and also St. Reagan gave 11 million of them fucking amnesty.
He sure did.
So when we talk about
Ronald Reagan,
I just think too much of the blame goes to one side, and I'll take it. I'll say, okay, Democrats, we got to take 65% of it. But Republicans, don't wash your fucking. You ain't got clean hands on this shit.
I got a question, guys.
Hands. That's all.
I got a question. I'm about to get a little fire in it. Other people have come. Look, last Saturday, I don't know where the hell was I going. Where was we going? I don't know where we was going, but we had to stop somewhere. Oh, we was going out to breakfast. That's right. And we pulled over because I seen something that said like Fiesta. It was a Fiesta shopping grocery store. When I pulled into the complex, I was like, Hoyos. The whole complex was Spanish stores. From the grocery store to the liquor store to the jewelry store to everything was in there.
Okay.
I'm in Dallas. If I drive down the street down Preston, there's a whole Japanese, Chinese, all these restaurants in the same place.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it that black people, I don't want to hear about no slavery, man. You can't tell me about no slavery.
We used to have.
Why is it that we can't get nothing together? Why is it that every group that comes in can surpass us? And we always can keep using slavery and how they did it. Because I remember the time, what's that dude's name? Asians used to have that perception as dumb, stupid, idiot. There was a detective show, and I can't remember what that detective show was with the Asian guy, but they had a stereotype that they weren't smart. Latinos the same way. They, the marijuana law became because the Latinos were smoking marijuana, but now they've come up. They've done.
Ronan, I mean,
But here's the. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
What you're the mistake you're making is that what we're seeing in 2025, 1965, those were all black-owned things. You see what I'm saying? So in America, especially Asian, and then even in certain areas, Latinos, they're the newer immigrants. Because at one point in time in America, you had all that were black-owned stores, restaurants, barbers, shoe shine. I grew up where it was rows and rows. It was a black-owned shoe shine shop, a dry cleaner, a beauty shop, a restaurant. That was what it was. All of those got replaced with new immigrants. So I do see the change. And basically, I guess we feel so Americanized, FBA, that we don't feel that's an immigrant thing when you see these local mom and pop shops building. Believe it or not, those Hispanics and Asians, they're going to age out of that shit too. And one day you're going to look down there and they're all going to be Persian or whatever the new immigrants coming in. Because the next 1 or 2 generations removed, their kids ain't going to want to run that fucking shop. So the shops will be run until the generation that ran the shop. I see it happening now. The kids don't want to do it. They sell.
But here's the thing, Krusty. I've been to 2 different type of ghettos. All right, well, let me say poor places. When I go to the black ghetto, it's crime. It can be a trash can right here, and somebody still throw the trash there. Crime, people hanging out, all of this. I went to poor Latino communities. Still the ghetto. I seen grandmama out there sweeping the porch. I don't see nobody hanging on the corner. I still see him clean up around the whole area. What is the difference in our culture that we can be, because we can't say economics. We can be poor and live trifling. Other people can be poor and still live with respect.
We don't work together.
It ain't everywhere.
We don't work.
In the ghettos here in Maryland, in Hyattsville, Tacoma Park, they just like black ghettos. Drugs, prostitution, that's Dallas. That's not, I'm in a heavy Latino, I don't live in it, but in the area I live, look up Hyattsville, Maryland, Tacoma Park, that's the fucking hood. Predominantly Latino, full of gangs, and no, they don't.
But let's say all of that. But do they have stores? Do they have their grocery stores, all of those places?
They got all the.
All right. If you go to the hood, if I go to the hood, ain't no brother owning no grocery store. Ain't no brother owning that. It's some Iranian dude or somebody else. So what is the difference?
You gotta keep in mind redlining, man. Like redlining was still pounded up to 1965.
It's technically
technically
it's still going on today, technically, but
and I used to also work in the real estate industry as well. And the real estate agents themselves also contribute to the red line. They be like, "Yo, we're not."
That's redlining then. But people coming in 1980 getting stores. People coming in 1990 getting stores. People coming in 2000 getting stores.
That's the end. That's like the end.
Well, and then.
But why aren't we getting stores?
Well, but you realize what was redlining? Redlining was specifically to redline black neighborhoods. It wasn't to redline Hispanic neighborhoods. They did. So again, redlining was where they sit there and said certain areas had a higher risk. So they would redline black neighborhoods specifically for higher mortgages, higher insurance, fewer loans. So basically that's removing economics out of the community. They were specifically for black neighborhoods, not minority neighborhoods, black neighborhoods. They did not redline. Granted, Hispanic neighborhoods and Asian neighborhoods were lesser than, but they weren't redlined the same way that black neighborhoods were. So I do think that makes a difference.
But also, too, you got to remember, just Hispanics and Asians, they work together as a community. In the black community, there just isn't the same sense of community. In case in point, you can pull up any video from, say, the LA riots, the Rodney King riots in '92. Does anyone notice that the Korean liquor stores never burned down? Black stores burned down, white stores burned down. Every store burned down, but not the Korean liquor stores. Why? They built a freaking army. They were literally, you could actually look this up on YouTube. They built an army and just, started patrolling the streets. And like, you ain't burning down our neighborhood.
I don't think that that's a good example. And I'll tell you why, because I hate the narrative we say that black people don't work together, because we do, because we dismiss when it comes to social justice issues that I've never seen a community galvanized like black people when it comes to police brutality or police accountability.
After the fact.
All I'm speaking of, you can't say that they don't come together. We make this narrative like black people never come together no matter what. So I don't think that as a store owner that I think I need to build up an army to shoot and protect. I'm expecting the fucking police to protect my shit. Now, Korea,
Krusty, we come together, but what do we come together for? A solution to do what?
Right.
Because we don't change no law. We can walk all day long. I'm tired of walking.
But let me ask you this. So what law do you think these other minorities communities changed? None.
No, they haven't changed any laws. It's just, again,
there was an Asian hate crime. Hold up. Asian hate crime. They changed the law.
They didn't change shit.
No, that was Biden executive order.
White people did that shit.
That was a Biden executive order.
Hold up. If y'all bring that up one more time and defend it, when that thing got passed way before the anti-lynching law got passed, and that's been on the books way longer than the Asians being attacked because of the pandemic.
Right.
How the fuck did that happen?
And Republicans didn't even want to vote for it, so cut it out.
All I'm saying is Asians wasn't the catalyst for getting that law enacted. So that's why I said it frustrates me. Everybody say like black people need to get these laws enacted. And I'm like, Latinos and Asians have not gotten any laws enacted. The only people who have enacted any laws in this fucking country.
That's why the Latinos right now are crying for the FBA to come help them out, because now they're being deported. And they're like, where the FBA's at? What the fuck?
The FBAs can't even help themselves.
Don't start that.
FBA can't even help themselves.
I hope but Trini, my whole point is ain't no law gonna get changed in this country except for by white people.
Salute to Flint DR on the panel. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Flint DR is in the house. Thank you, sir. Go ahead.
Paul, actually, brother, you got to remember, man, hold up. I'm going to address this. I was in college. I was at the Million Man March, brother. That was during my time. What are you talking about? 1990, I think 1991. When was the Million? Because I was there.
I think it was 95.
It was 95.
Yeah, I was there.
I was there with
during my college days.
Yeah, my two young sons, I was there with them.
Yeah, 1995. What you talking about?
My father's Trini ass was there.
It's always funny that he say that because I want to say, what have you done? I probably mentor and give way more than you've ever thought about giving, my brother. When they say you don't give back, let's see, how do I give back? Monthly, I always do a volunteer. Last time we just did Meals on Wheels. I volunteer every month to go to schools, the inner city, to teach IT. Y'all say when was you at the Million Man March, my brother? What have you done? Nothing. Those are the same people who ain't doing nothing.
Paul, are you old enough?
White people told us, they closed the office for that day. And I was like, well, shit, I'm going. And I took my sons. I lived in D.C.
Yeah, they closed a lot of offices.
Yeah, they closed all. The white people wouldn't come to work that day. A million niggas in here? Hell no. They didn't come to work. Yeah.
I wonder why.
a million blacks didn't come to work.
He wasn't even, look, Paul wasn't even born, and he talking about who went to the Million Man March. See, that's when people don't.
But
you don't even know what the Million Man March was.
He be trolling.
But I still go back, guys. I'm really curious about this because I do work white folks,
Yes.
and I'm always wanting to say, you know, I don't look for an excuse, and I always see that other people look for an excuse. We can't do this, and I look at these groups. I just look back and I say, man, in my department, I see all the Indian folks, and I'm like, them Indians is helping out each other. Indian. I look and see the Asians. Them Asians helping each other out. I look for us, and I never seen. I always see excuses. When I go to neighborhoods, I see the excuses of why things are done, and I can't get over it. And the reason I say that, Krusty, is you have a Latino wife.
Yes.
Because when my wife came, she had the same questions. Like, well, where's the black grocery stores?
Right.
Because I took her to the Mexican,
Yeah,
the Latino grocery store. She's like, well, where the black grocery? Where this at?
Nah.
There's two of them. There's two of them. I think one is called United Grocers. I think. I think that's one.
But here's the biggest thing, though. As Black Americans, I don't know if we were the first immigrant, because I would never call Native Americans immigrants because they were here first. And I don't know if we were here before Hispanic people. I don't fucking know. Well, Texas used to be Mexico. So I can't. In Texas, we weren't here first because that was Mexico. But the reality is, if we were the first non-white, I ain't calling us immigrants in this country, we were the first. Why don't we still have these divided out things? Is that for 200 years we've been trying to assimilate into America.
Oh, do you realize? Hold on, I'm going to answer part of that.
Let him finish. Hold on, I want to hear what he said because I want to go. I want to ride with him, but let him go.
So the only reason why I sit there and say is like, and part of it is I get mixed and I get torn because yes, we wanted to assimilate to be accepted fully as American, to be treated human as men, and I think what in the process of that we kind of lost some of ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We kind of lost our black identity fighting to be accepted as American. We went through that shit. And the sad part about it is we fought for it for a lot of other immigrant communities who came behind us that didn't have to fight a lot of that shit. So they could retain their identity. So I don't knock them for retaining their identity. But I'm like, yeah, you had that pleasure and that benefit to be able to do so. But other people got stripped of their identity, fighting to kick down the fucking doors to to make America more welcoming for everybody. So no, we don't have. No, we did.
I know you said you was in the Watts ride. Yeah, that's I want you to think about that. You was in a place where black people burned down their own city. They didn't go out to the suburbs. They didn't go out to Simi Valley. They didn't go anywhere else. They burnt down their own things and they rioted and looted the only stores that was there. How ignorant can you be that you mad at another group of people? You mad at getting hosed down by some white folks. And instead of going after the white folks, you burn your own apartment down. You burn the only grocery store that's in your neighborhood down. You loot the drugstores that's in your neighborhood down. What kind of sense does that make?
But Fearless, that was the 60s. Come on, bro.
All right, let's go past the 60s and let's go up to what was it when Rodney King got it?
Yeah, I nobody
went out to the trial was in Simi Valley. Nobody went out to Simi Valley. They burnt their own city down. How can you make any change?
Lay off the 60s because ain't no.
Hold on, I'm going to go back before the 60s. That's what I wanted to tell you.
Okay.
When you were talking about how Texas was part of Mexico.
Yeah.
You remember Louisiana Purchase, right? Louisiana was part of France, right?
Yep. We bought
that. You know how the Creole people came to being, right? The Creole people are mixed of what? Black, Indian, Hispanic, and white, French, right? There's an even mixture of what Creoles were. So when America wind up buying the Louisiana Purchase, they had a problem because the integration was so well. Matter of fact, Louisiana was the first melting pot that you could call truly of America. Because you had white people married to black people married to white people, you had Indians integrated into families and all these things.
Okay.
So when they brought Louisiana, they forced racism into the state.
Oh, yeah.
They did not like it. They did not like the fact that everybody got along happily.
Okay.
They made them start separating and they caused the racism within that state. But there was no racism within Louisiana. Everybody got along wonderfully until they were sold to America.
And this is how we know that Paul is lying. He wasn't born in the Million Man March, but he was born in the Watts riot.
But see, and Ronan, what's great about what you just said in that history lesson, and I definitely appreciate it. Now you can see how we were stripped of things. Because I'm pretty sure prior to that there were black or black mixed people who owned things. But once they instituted racism, what's one of the first things you have to do?
My family has family all the way up to Canada and over to France.
So
when it comes
what's
to
the first thing they probably did? They had to strip the people that they deemed black of anything. Because you got to push the blacks down to the bottom.
And that was the point. They did not like the fact that blacks were so easily integrated into Louisiana. Obviously, they started calling us mulattoes. Right. And then they started breaking it down even more than that.
And
that's probably where the brown paper bag thing came in, is because of Louisiana.
So what do? They start taking land. They start taking property. They start taking businesses. They come up with any kind of bullshit they can to strip us.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you, prior to that point, there were plenty of black landowners and business owners and so forth.
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, it was a peaceful peaceful nation when it came to that. Because all they were looking at is trading all the way up the Mississippi into Canada. Yeah. And that's how, if it didn't come in through Louisiana, it went up through America into Canada.
So when
that was just the fly line.
But you also have to remember that France, slavery was illegal in France at the time too.
Again, y'all keep going back to this Louisiana Purchase. I want to go to why right now we still ain't there. I don't want to talk about no slavery. I don't want to talk about none of that because and I'm gonna tell you my misconception until I had a friend of mine who was Asian. I was like, man, y'all ain't know nothing about segregation. He's like, bruh, in the 1960s, we was segregated in California. They had always been segregated. So why is it that they could be successful? And they don't look white. It's not like they were German or they were Scottish where they could blend in. They still had a different skin color. Latinos had a different language and skin color. What is the problem with the black people?
Hold on, Krusty. You gotta remember, no other race has experienced racism like we have.
Well, yes, but that's not true.
We have.
Yes, they have.
We have no peers when it comes to this. When it comes to
they have.
I'm gonna push back on that, Fearless.
There's no one to compare us to that had it for this long, that had it for this consistent. All right. So every time you would see black people build something, the white man will come and try to destroy it. They'll over police us. They'll find some way to take it from you. Even now, we're finding out that, when you sell a house, you can't even put no black pictures in the goddamn house. And this is recent, like 2 years ago. So they've been stealing from black people in every opportunity that they have. And they don't do the same thing with the Asians. Don't do the same thing with the Indians. Don't do the same thing with the other races.
But here's the reason why. They did do that against them. They changed
No, they didn't.
You're gonna tell me Asians didn't change the perspective?
Let me tell you why. Okay, first of all, the Chinese came over here on boats freely. They were educated. They were capable. They came over here to work the railroads, to take advantage of the earning potential and get away from what they felt like was poverty in their nation. Okay. They were not stupid. They were not slaves where they weren't educated and kept away from books and not knowing how to read, not knowing mathematics. They knew how to run businesses.
Wait, hold up. Say that again. Who wasn't kept away from language?
Knew how to run businesses when they came over here. They didn't come over here stupid in the bottom of a fucking slave ship. They paid to come over here.
Oh, but in 1960 we knew how to read. We knew how to do business.
1800s.
Why y'all keep going back to the 1800s, man? I can't understand it.
If they were established then, that transferred into their generations after them.
Black people because people
behind the because of the lack of education.
Speak the language.
But I want to hear obstacles too. I want to hear obstacles too.
All right, before we get obstacles, I got to give a shout out. First, let's give this $5 shout out. Fearless. This is I think $2 to you. Am I right, Ronan?
Yeah, it is.
All right. Fearless and Black Man Travels, check your Cash App. I did check my Cash App. Thank you very much for the $5 Cash App. That brother is just showing love just because he liked the panel.
On the panel, yeah.
I ain't even mad at you. Thank you for showing that love, my brother.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem. No problem.
Obstacles. Go ahead, and then we're gonna let DR get into this conversation.
Let me talk before what's the
Okay,
name?
go ahead, Frank. Can you hold on for a second, Obstacles? All right, go ahead, Frank.
Everybody in the panel, I came in late, so I came in around the part you was talking about the immigrants and Rico. What's up, man? How you mentioned that they passed that bill. That bill. I'm in New York, so I know I was following this immigration thing all the way down when they was being imported from Texas from the border, and I realized that the reason why they passed that bill because they were saving face. They knew that the polls was being taken and the American people wasn't happy with that, so they said, okay, this might hurt us in the election, so let's create this bill to save face that they're doing something. But they knew that was the only hope that they could probably fool the American people, because liberals about just fooling, and the media too. It's about fooling people, making lies and all this kind of stuff, throwing people off, making you believe one thing which is not. Well, then, so that's basically why, they created that bill, because they want their safe face and act like they was doing something when it came to immigration. But they didn't have to pass the bill because Biden didn't have to open the borders the way he did. There wouldn't be no need for the bill. So the bill was just saving face. That's all. That's all I wanted to say.
Good point.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Obstacles. I know you've been waiting. Oh, he stepped away from his desk.
I have a question.
Go ahead. Oh, there he is.
I have a question before anyone started. Did you guys address do Black people feel obligated to help the immigrants and what they're going through?
No, we didn't. We didn't address that. What's the question?
No. That's my question to you guys.
Who's asking for that? Who's asking? Who's
Black Man Travels?
Black Man.
I'm still here, man.
Trini thought you fell asleep or something. I don't know.
No. I was listening.
No, I want to know where the immigrants are asking the Black Americans for help. I want to see a video.
It's all over social media.
All over social media.
Please tell me one. You guys got all my content. Let me see these immigrants ask Black Americans to come save them.
Listen, all you have to do is go and get on Tyreek Nasheed's radio podcast. And then
that's the bullshit. Forget it.
Okay, but let me answer.
Real Latinos calling up saying, "Why aren't we getting involved?" What you mean?
But let me answer the question. One, I don't think FBA or Black Americans have any obligation to do shit. No. Do I think we have expended an enormous amount of political capital and energy over the decades for immigrants? Yes. Do I think we can sit there and sit on the sideline now? Yes, because we've been fighting this fight for a long fucking time. And like I said, I've been one of them. I'm sitting my ass on the sideline because immigrants voted for this shit.
Thank you.
So no, I'm not obligated.
Illegal immigrants can't vote, right? You're saying No.
No, immigrants can. Illegal immigrants can. Legal immigrants voted for this shit. It's Latino
for Trump, Hispanics for Trump, Asian for Trump.
Part.
All these different organizations kept on saying they for Trump.
So, I'm like, if that's what y'all want, let me shut the fuck up.
Right.
Please
and
do.
When they get y'all confused, go ahead, Obstacle. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's all good. So just the contribution, man, and y'all could take it or not. It doesn't matter. Men's are still going to win. I don't care about everybody else. Y'all decide what y'all want to do. Y'all free men and women. So at the end of the day, people get beat up, bro. Black, white, everybody got it. I don't know. My ancestors, I come from a different lineage then, because my ancestors ain't no punks. They came out of the mud. They came out here enslaved. And guess what? They fought and they got out of it. And they were some of the most highest performing blacks out here. They was mopping up whites, actually. Whites had no skills. Blacks had all the skills. They were married the most. They were not out of shape, looking fat. They had their life in order. They was wearing suits. That's why when white folks was beating them up, white folks look crazy to the world. They're like, they beating up on these black folks. They in suits. They law-abiding, church-going, Christian-loving people. So I don't know what you're getting into this. Oh, we couldn't read. No, you can't read. Don't try to put that on my ancestors because they fought to read. You don't even fight to read. So don't put yourself in the same era in them just because you came from the blood. You ain't coming from the covenant. All right. And then number two, any man is going to try to whip up on you. Don't lose the war. That's what it's all about. People fight wars. Whites fight other whites. Asians fight other Asians. Y'all never been to Asia. They was enslaved too by their own people. Would subjugate them. They could not read neither. You think like everybody was on some kumbaya stuff. Africans were selling, Arabs were selling slaves. Everybody been impressed. Don't ever disrespect the black race and think that's all. They only got slavery and they the only ones. Everybody got it. Now let me tell you this. You could fight today. See, Martin Luther King ain't rolling over his grave when he see my accomplishments. See, Malcolm X ain't rolling over his grave when he see my accomplishments. I can't help all ninjas. I can't make you do anything that you don't want to do. And Harriet Tubman tried to tell you ninjas from the beginning. I can't save no slave that don't want to be saved. You got to save yourself and want to go take this walk on this Underground Railroad with me. And guess what? There's going to be fighters. There's going to be white folks who fight with you, and there's going to be white folks who fight against you. There's going to be black folks who fight against you, and there's going to be black folks that fight with you. So get in the fight and don't lose. You talking about what another man came and he beat us up. Yeah, my ancestors got licks and they got beat up. But guess what? We spent the block and we build it again. That's what all people do. We not the only ones that happened to. China's still trying to get back Taiwan. So check yourself at the door and become a better man and go out here and fight and stop talking about some other man slanged you in your jaw. I'm gonna be like, why don't you put your hands up? Protect yourself at all times, gentlemen. Stop being light on your ass.
I have one.
I wanted to just ask Obstacles this question real quick. Then Black Man, you go. Because this was the topic. It came back to all these excuses these people kept saying. And so my question is, why are blacks in the situation they are? And I know you say maybe your family isn't. But like I said, I looked at grocery stores that Latinos have, grocery stores that Asian have, their community. They suffer some of the same discrimination that blacks had. But they came to a country where they didn't even know the language. Why is it that we are so far behind?
Can I ask something real? Can I ask that, Fearless?
Yeah, no, I get that. I get that, Fearless, and that's a good
No,
question.
let that man answer it.
Real quick, my opinion. Coming from New York again and growing up in Harlem, there was a lot of black businesses that, as we all know, we easily know that. So at one time, at what point did it stop? Did they stop? I just think that, the whole crab in the barrel mentality. Unfortunately, black men, they don't like to see other black men be successful. And like, you out there struggling. Like, if I'm struggling, I may feel like, I want to support this brother because he's doing well and I'm not. It's that. Do y'all guys agree?
Well, I
think it's a multifaceted thing.
I disagree.
Wait, I know Fearless asked me something. I'll just take a sec. I won't be long-winded like the last one. But Dr. Amos Wilson, rest his soul, rest in power. That's my leader right there. I read his book. His book was over 500 pages. The Blueprint for Black Power, 21st Century, a Political and Economic Imperative. He said black issues are so deep. He said, man, I am the man I am today because of Amos Wilson. I don't sound like a bunch of black ninjas always talking about the white man. I talk about how I'm going to beat him up and be the best. And I am the top 1% on the planet. So I beat him at his own game. That's how you spin the block. I can't force every black man to do what I do, because every time I will stand up and tell black men what they can do, they're going to tell me what they can't do because of another person. They can't tell me what they can't do because of their mama. They're going to tell me what they can't do because of some girl on TikTok shaking their tuta. They're going to tell me everything underneath the sun. There's a multitude of reasons of why we are where we are. But I say the biggest reason why we are is because a lot of people don't look themselves in the mirror and check themselves and realize the problem ain't slavery. Don't disrespect your ancestors, it's you. They fought out of slavery just to read. What you fought for recently at that level. You could have died from reading. Y'all ninjas ain't out here dedicating y'all souls and life in that same type of multitude. And you dang sure ain't facing that type of discrimination. So what I say is it's a bunch of things. I can't fix the whole nation. I'm not King Negro. All I do is try to give y'all financial literacy and how to purchase assets. Fearless going to teach you some things. Ronan's going to teach you some things. And I think all that put together could build a strong nation. It don't take one person. It take a bunch of solid-minded individuals to make it happen. So at the end of the day, we can do it if you want to. Those who don't fall through the cracks.
Why y'all having conversations in my name? Switch over.
I want to chime in on that.
Who's
you know, being I'm first generation immigrant American. As I said before, I came in this country illegally in 1978, and within one generation, you know, my mother couldn't read or write. You know, she was homeless in Haiti. You know, she left Haiti, and in one generation, all of her kids are college graduates. All of her kids are doing quite well. Her grandkids are attending Ivy League schools now, within one generation. And it was simply through education. So we never believed in this whole white supremacy thing, because we didn't have time to think about that. We were basically on survival mode, trying to get out the mud situation. So do you think that if Black people were to get back into that mindset, it'll get them out of that situation of thinking that?
Black Man Travels, may I ask you a question real quick, sir?
Sure.
When your mother immigrated, though, here, did she have help from fellow Haitian immigrants? Didn't you get? No, she didn't have help. She was by herself.
She was by herself.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me ask him a question, because this is the one thing that just sticks in my craw. And salute to you, Black man, your family struggles, right? So the story you just told about your family is a wonderful story of success, pulling yourself up, this, that, and whatever. And I applaud it. However,
here it comes.
Your story is not the normative story of all. Your story is the exceptional story of Haitian immigrant. That's not the normal story of Haitian immigrant.
That's the majority.
Right? No, that's not the majority.
Yes, it is.
The majority, excuse me, you're telling me the majority of Haitian immigrants
that comes into this country
in a single generation?
Yes.
Absolutely not.
Yes.
Absolutely not.
There's stats. The first generation outpaced Black Americans by far.
You're going to have to produce those stats. And even if okay, there's two things that go into play, okay?
Within one generation, we turn things around.
I'm not saying, sir, I'm excluding your family because I think that you guys were the exception.
I don't think.
Wait, hold on. Why do you feel that way?
Because I know as many Haitians or Caribbean success stories that you guys may know, I know an equal or greater number where they're successful, but not like the way he described. Meaning they come, and if you count assimilation into America as a success, sure. But they're no more successful than African American at a greater rate proportionate to the population size.
I mean,
so this is the one thing we always discount. African Americans account for about 40 million. These other populations are significantly smaller, and most of the time we will admit that immigrant communities that come into America tend to be the top percent. It's not, so when they always talk about Nigerians, Nigeria is a country where people are shitting in the streets. But what do? They send people that are highly educated. They send that top 5%.
Bro, you don't know what you're talking about.
Excuse me, I don't?
You don't.
Okay.
You sound real crazy.
Okay, go ahead. Explain it to me.
They don't send the top 5%. They send those who have money. And they put their kids through.
Well,
Hold on. The people that get here are the parents. The parents do the free work. They do all the immigration stuff that people don't want to do. They do all the cab driving. They do all the work in the house. Their kids. Hold on.
But you drew my point.
Hold on. Those are not the ones with the skills. Their kids, though, go to school. They become the doctors.
The kids
they become the engineers.
Okay. So now we agree.
Before
But Trinity, we agree.
Before you say something.
You just literally said they come here to be the cab drivers, the janitors. See, you're saying that's the whole point.
No,
you guys
the
are
next
telling
generation.
Okay. Can I go ahead and give you actual stats?
Go ahead, sure.
Yeah, there you go.
High school graduation is approximately 96% of second generation Haitians, age 25 and older, have completed high school, significantly increased from 76% in the first generation of Haitians. Bachelor's degrees or higher. About 29% of second generation Haitians Americans hold bachelor's degree compared to 13% of first generation. Additionally, 14% have obtained advanced degrees, doubling to 6 observed in the first generation. So it is not as high as you guys think.
Exactly. That's all the fuck I'm saying.
But guys, okay.
No.
I understand being proud, but there's a limit to that.
No. You guys construing the situation. First, when I say first generation, okay, I guess I'm considered first generation, right? Because
yes.
Okay, so
you're the exception to the norm.
I can't include my mother generation.
Actually, your kids will be first generation technically.
Yeah, because you weren't born here.
But somebody came here uneducated. Somebody came here working as a cab driver. That we act like, and that's all I'm sitting there saying. And I'm saying proportionate. Send me 40 million Haitians and tell me that that's going to be the case. Send me 40 million Nigerians and tell me that's going to be the case. So
maybe we position it wrongly. If we were to say then Haitian American versus American, right? Because my mother would not be included as first generation.
No.
What I'm literally saying is what matters also, but you cannot dismiss population size.
Krusty, these people are educated in America.
Excuse
me. They go through the American education. So they graduate American colleges. They hold American degrees. They get American jobs.
But Trini, I'm saying we have an equal
That's where
number.
the wealth is built in education.
Okay, and I agree with that. But Trini, what I'm saying, we have an equal number, if not greater number in totality of FBAs that's equally educated, if not more educated. You want to bet?
Wait, hold on. Is that your argument that you guys are more successful?
No, our argument is that you guys are not.
comparing?
Our argument is that you guys are not. So how can you sit there and say we need to follow this blueprint? Because I'm saying your success is at best equal to ours, not greater. That's the argument that's always presented, is that, Nigerians and Haitians of these communities are smarter. I'm like, this is bullshit. The evidence does not back that up.
I gotta find the stats because
That's the point.
Nigerians are the most affluent of
If
America.
this is what I'm saying.
That is a fact.
If I sat there and said 100 Nigerians came up, sure, it's 100 of them. You're comparing 100 to 40 million. Send me 40 million Nigerians.
So you're trying to say because the population is smaller that we have a greater
totally
success?
Makes a difference in everything.
So you're saying if the populations were equal, you believe we'll have lesser success,
or equal at best. I guarantee you, it would not surpass FBA in America. I guarantee.
I disagree because I think
it'd be less.
It would be the same.
You're right, Krusty.
It would be the same. Right. Exactly. Because guess what?
No, it will be the same. It will be the same in proportion to the population.
Exactly.
That's what I mean. Even if you get 10 million more, you're going to get exponentially more doctors and scientists and etc.
Exactly,
and you're going to get exponentially more poor people.
And that's who get approved to come here. So
all I'm saying is if the population sizes are the same, the outcomes will be the same. Because guess what? 40 million Nigerians are going to face the same obstacles that 40 million FBA face in America.
Here's why.
Then why is it if you have Mexicans or Asians come here, they're disproportionately when they're born here smarter.
Hispanic is double our population size. Asians is significantly smaller. Asians account for maybe 3 to 5% of the American.
But percentage-wise, okay. Yes. But here's the thing: we're 13% of the population, but 50% of the crime. They're not 3% of the population and 30% of the crime.
But we're talking about success. We're not talking about criminality.
But even success.
Now you got to put criminality in there.
You can put criminality in there and say we're worse. I get that. I'll accept that. We're worse on the criminality. But the success argument doesn't wash. That's all I'm saying. I don't think that you guys are worse. It's just this narrative that it's like, we're better. And I'm like,
we're not saying that we're better. I don't think we ever said that or claimed that.
But BMT, you sat there and said you gave your story and you said, don't you think African American. No, I believe that worked for you and your family, and I'm proud of you, sir. I am super proud of you. I really am. But I'm saying that unless you can show me the evidence where 40 million Haitians can get the same outcome that you got, or the majority of them got it, I say you're exceptional. I'm giving you your fucking flowers.
No. And I totally respect that. But just keep in mind that within the Caribbean community, we do tend to have a high success rate. I'm not comparing any community against each other, but just within our community, we do value education a lot more. We have this thing where if you're not a lawyer, a doctor, or engineer, you're a failure. We literally, that's just ingrained in our head.
That's not a joke. That's real. That's real
like
talk.
real shit.
No, that's cap. That's cap. That's cap.
But here's the thing. But hold on a second. But hold on, gentlemen. But here's the thing.
You
though.
go to Nigeria,
Right?
Everybody ain't trying to be no doctor and lawyer.
No.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, guys, is that I think Rico had said it earlier when we were talking about Asians and how the youth of today, the Asians of today in some of these communities, they don't want to take over those businesses and things. I think what's going on is that these first generation immigrants, they're not Americanized yet. You know what I mean? So their culture is a whole lot different. There's a lot more drive in them than there's just something about America, and it's not just black people. Let's face it, as Rico had pointed out, you got Asians now. I want to be a social media influencer. I don't want to do what my dad did and run this shop or whatever. Or white people too. I mean, it's just whatever reason. Our culture is just it creates lazy people.
The Americanized culture will sit there. Those immigrants, maybe not you, BMT, but your kids, I guarantee you, won't have the same strong value. As hard as you try, you'll be like, what the fuck is wrong with these kids? America fucks them all up.
No, you're right about that. You're right about that.
They just do.
But I think, again, just going back to the first generation, when we all here for the first time, yes, our country is not the best country, and that's why we're willing to risk our lives to come to the U.S. Most immigrants are sacrificing, leaving everything behind. This whole notion about the top percent of that population has come to the U.S. is bullshit. It's really everyday working class people that's coming here to do the bullshit jobs that most Americans won't do. That's a fact because I've seen it. But their kids will do 20, 30 times better than them. And again, if you're not an engineer, lawyer, or a doctor, you are considered a failure. That's in the Asian community, in the Hispanic community, and included in the Black Caribbean community.
Brother, it's also included in the Black American community.
Exactly.
You don't think that we have high, lofty goals being here? And my family is the same thing.
It's not part of the culture, though. It's not engaged in the culture.
Stop. Let me finish my point. Now, Fearless, you can push back, but that's generationally. When we grew up, our goals were higher. Now, generationally, you can call it whatever you want to fucking call it with the single mother thing or whatever the fuck and the high expectations they put on their children versus when we grew up and Generation X had two parents or one parent that was very staunch about making sure you get A's and B's in school, which you brought up your damn self. So it's a different push now than it is. It's a different push now than it was back then. So yes, when we grew up, it was different. But I'm not gonna equate that to any other thing. Y'all can call it whatever the fuck you want. I know what it is.
And are we gonna not act like that single motherhood is not increasing in your communities as well? In America. Only in America we're talking about now.
Single mothers in the Caribbean too.
I mean, it's increasing worldwide. Single moms are increasing worldwide.
What do you think that's going to breed? That's going to breed that American culture. I can be like my friends, and that's all I'm saying, guys.
Go ahead, Blog.
Go ahead.
Listen, the whole thing is that I think that in the Black community, just me growing up in New York, right? My peers will make fun of me for answering questions and talking white. You know what I mean? Like what I grew up around, was not Black Americans pushing to excel in education. You go to the spelling bee, it's all the foreigners that's winning the spelling contest, right? It's all the foreigners that are going there to play chess, right? It's all the foreigners that are participating in the math competitions. You know what I mean? It's all the foreigners that are answering questions when it comes to math class. So maybe back in Ronan's day, and I can't argue because I wasn't born, but now when I grew in from the 90s going forward, that's not ingrained in your community.
I'll tell you this.
Hold on, hold on. You know what's ingrained in the community? Criminality.
Jordan.
Wrong.
Criminality.
Wrong.
Jordan.
How can I be a drug dealer?
No. Because here's the thing. Everything you described, minus the math thing, I did growing up through middle school and high school. Everything you described except math, my kids did growing up. So I think it depends on, like I said, it might have been a New York thing. It might have been the school you went to. But to sit there for whatever reason, I don't know why, the Black community can get painted with a broad brush. But Lord help me if I paint the Haitian community with a broad brush, the Trinidad community with a broad brush.
We get painted with a damn broad brush since
So my whole point is this. But people paint the Black community to include,
I think,
Caribbean community.
Okay, all right.
Say Black America.
Hold on. Let me just show this, Black man, and then you can go. And this might help your point because I'm just at it. I don't. Y'all keep going back, and I keep saying this. You keep going back to whenever you was 12 years old. This is just a statistic I looked up. What race graduates the lowest rate? Black students have the lowest graduation rate in the United States in both high school and college. So I don't care what happened in 1960. I keep saying that. I don't care what happened in 1970. I'm talking about today.
So
why is this?
I want to correct that statistic real quick. It's Black men that have the lowest. Black women, they the highest enrolled in college.
Enrolled, but not graduated.
I graduated.
It doesn't matter. They're still the highest enrolled, which means that they had the highest.
That doesn't mean
high
shit.
Hold on.
That doesn't
Black
mean anything.
man.
You know, a lot of Black women enroll just to get a fucking check.
Hold on.
Yeah, they get financial aid.
They get financial aid and they don't even attend college.
Okay, let me
They
ask you
do
a
that.
question.
They work the system.
When they say the lowest,
doesn't prove anything.
Black students have the lowest graduation rate. Does that include Haitians?
They didn't break it down.
I'm
They
asking.
didn't break it down.
Yes, probably. More than likely, yes.
Now the stat I pulled up, I specifically asked about Haitian community. I didn't ask about Black period.
Right,
I
but
gave
I'm
you a
talking
Haitian
one-
stat.
What Fearless pulled up said Black.
It just said Black,
That
and which
means-
could be inclusive of everyone.
That's inclusive of everybody.
Can I share something with you guys?
Yeah.
And before I share something with you guys, I want to address Brainbox. He said, I just saw Zoe being deported. He was not a doctor or engineer. Don't get it twisted now.
Yeah.
He's doing some shit.
Right.
There's a lot of Haitians in Miami that's in the street thing, man. So
That's
yeah,
in
it
Miami.
is what it is. That's in Miami. I knew exactly where he was.
Oh yeah, they
So,
banging like a motherfucker. Criminality,
Yeah.
Miami.
Hey, Best Boy,
Come on, bro.
Bad Boys had them featured in the first episode.
Come
They
on,
had them
bro.
Bad Boys.
Criminality, Miami.
The whole goddamn town.
Cut it out, Ronan.
Get the fuck out of here.
Okay, but anyways, I'm gonna share something with you guys, right? Again, I was raised in the projects in Miami, being Haitian. I had an accent and everything. Also, I used to get picked on, whatever. So I went to hood school, graduated from college. Dude, I never experienced a Black middle class in my life until I moved to Chicago. When I moved to Chicago, first time meeting a Black doctor, a Black professional. Again, guys, I went to school in Miami, graduated in Miami from college, I got recruited by Allstate. I moved to Chicago. This was my first time being exposed to upper class Black people. And that was a shock for me because, again, I'm used to just seeing white folks or Hispanic folks doing well. I was not used to seeing Black people doing well. So for me to see that in Chicago at 23 years old, that was a huge surprise for me. And again, it could be my surrounding at the time because where I was raised and everything else. But again, they don't promote that. So my perception, again, imagine as a Caribbean person or an African person that just came into this country and you're limited to a certain demographic in your area. If you don't see that Black excellence, you're not, you may have a certain perception of it. And again, I didn't get exposed to it until I was 23 years old in Chicago.
And I still go back to the same question. You know, I know y'all keep talking about the 60s. I'm talking about today. Why are we the lowest today?
Listen,
I mean, on every aspect.
No. Answer your own damn question. Because you
Laziness.
already know.
No, I tell you,
You already know why
single
it is.
motherhood.
Thank you.
No,
but does
no
that have
talents
anything to do with anybody on this panel? Hell no, we can't fix that shit because the community is fucked up. And the only people that can fix it are the ones that are fucking it up.
Yeah, but that's what I meant by, hey, we don't work together. Okay, like in the Hispanic community, they work together. Asians, they work together. Immigrants from other countries, they all work together. We don't.
No, they don't, man. They don't though. Like trailer park trash is in trailer park trash zone. No white folks, Elon Musk and none of them go save them. So you don't understand how other cultures work. I live among
white people will
don't.
let you die on the side of the fucking road. It's survival of the motherfucking fittest. What is wrong with y'all?
Leaning.
No. Hold on a second.
Go ahead, man. You yelling.
I apologize. I just want to defend myself here. But again, you watch tapes of the LA riots. Case in point, Detroit. I mean, I had a house in Detroit. I tried to hire black contractors specifically that lived in the city limits of Detroit because I wanted to help rebuild the city of Detroit in 2012. Okay, and guess what? I got screwed over by every black person that I hired.
Well,
Believe me.
Let me ask you a question because we do this game. I just looked up and I said, what percentage of lawyers in the U.S. are black? Approximately 5% black total.
I didn't even know it was that high.
Exactly. And then I said, what percentage of lawyers in the U.S. are immigrants? It's 7%. So literally, that's the population we talking about when we're talking about. And I just picked that as because that's the field I'm in. And I said, let me see, because people making it seem like it's 10, 20, 30%. It's a small percentage of immigrant, I'm assuming foreign born, whatever, that are the law field in America is still almost 90% white men. So when we talk about these high careers, so I'm pretty sure the same thing playing out in the doctors, maybe the same thing in engineers. Yes, every community can have a group of people that they can hold up and they can say that these are the best of us. But we all are fighting over the same fucking peanuts.
Facts. And I'm going to add to that. So, Trini, Black Man Travels. Y'all are very specific about calling out your accomplishments and your community. But yet and still, y'all came into our country. Why hasn't it been inclusive? Why are you still separating yourselves?
Well, you guys separated yourselves from us.
No, we can't. We were already
No.
We were already here.
No, let him talk, Ronan. Don't interrupt him. Don't interrupt that West Indian man.
No. You guys made it clear that you didn't want to fuck with us, man. I'm sorry. You guys made it clear.
Wait, Black man,
Let me finish. Folks out in Chicago, New York, Boston, Miami, they'll tell you guys distance yourselves from us.
That's why you moved into your own communities.
We started our own community.
We separated.
Wait. We started our own communities. We have our own.
Did y'all move away from us or did we move away from you? Because y'all moved here. So if you started your own communities, that means y'all separated yourselves from us because you didn't want to be inclusive of the racism that was being deemed upon the Black American man. You wanted your own fair shake when y'all first got here.
Bullshit.
But Black Man Travels has a point.
Wait. You guys made sure that you didn't want to be associated with us. I experienced it myself.
But let me ask you a question, Black Man. What benefit do you think a Black American would have by discriminating himself against a Black Haitian? What benefit do we gain out of that?
To feel superior because you don't feel superior amongst other men?
There's
No,
no business.
no, we
But,
get
but
to
here's the
keep
whole
our
point.
assumptions off.
Excuse me. This is what I'll tell you.
Okay.
As a Black American, you can never feel superior to anybody in American. And whole point is, as a Black Haitian, you should never feel superior to
You
anybody.
speak to yourself. I ain't speaking for that. I've been
No. We're talking about superiority.
Shit.
We ain't said inferior. I don't feel inferior to nobody. But I've never felt superior to nobody. Because you know why? America gonna let your ass know every fucking day. And if you are a Black Haitian,
look America dead in his face and tell you fucking wrong.
You a lie.
Every
Tell them,
fucking
goddamn
day,
lies.
you are not superior to nobody.
Let Trini improving it all my life.
Let Trini say something, right?
Been living it all my life. Tell them.
Okay, so listen. So you know the diaspora includes a lot of countries, right?
Yes.
Several
My
many
12
countries.
gauge say I'm right.
Right? When I was growing up, this whole ADOS thing didn't really wasn't really manifested. Right? It's new. So it's funny how, Kenal is from Haiti. Black Man Travels. He's from Haiti. I have friends who are from Africa. I have friends who are from all different other ethnic other countries of the diaspora, and we get along just fine. We don't separate each other. We look at it.
Bullshit.
Trust me, let me finish. I'm telling you, there is no friction in between.
You want to know when y'all separate? I'm telling you when y'all separate.
Let me finish.
No, let me tell you.
You can't, Rona. You can't tell me.
Y'all separate when there's a soccer game.
Hold up, Rona. Let him talk, brother. Let him talk.
When there's a soccer game, y'all gonna break out your flags and you're gonna.
He gonna say it anyway. You see, you got to overcome him anyway. Let him point out.
Stop it.
Over nonsense. Like y'all don't be burning your cities over the Eagles winning. Come
over
on.
flags.
So, anyway, the whole point I'm saying is that even Black Man Charles being from Haiti, I already feel a commonality with him, knowing that he's from Haiti, even though he's from a separate island, a different country, right? I don't have to always look out and say, hey, where are you from? It doesn't matter. He's another Black man. This new thing, this ADOS thing or this FBA thing is recent online. And I've never met an ADOS FBA person in real life. Maybe besides y'all. Online is this imaginary war that you guys are waging on your own.
Bro, you wage war on your own back in the other countries. Stop acting like you didn't go to Haiti and everybody just sits together.
Hold on.
Come on, man. Stop playing with the boy, man.
Other country? What
Any country you name in the world has its internal problems with its own people. They not all together and just go under this umbrella of Jamaicanness. And if it was, then where's your Wakanda, man? Stop the nonsense, man.
You're not making any
Show
sense.
me vibranium.
We're talking about America. Sense. We're talking about the Black.
No. I'm talking about no. You guys always want to point out is differences.
We're talking about America, and you want to go back to some random country that you don't even know.
Guys, one at a time.
Go ahead. My country is America.
Everybody has separation. Right? Groups separate themselves. So if you go to Jamaica, they do it amongst themselves. Now, if y'all come over here in America, y'all like, hey, we both Jamaican, and then y'all have that connection and then y'all work from that angle, but y'all could still be like, man, I don't like them Jamaicans. They part from this part. Indians do it. Indians don't rock with all Indians when they come back. They still underclass. We still upper class. They got a whole caste system.
Are you talking about
the world
gang
and be
culture?
a little bit more?
No, we talking about
Are you talking about you from
tribalism?
You from the west side?
Separate each other all
talking
the
about
time.
Bloods and Crips? I think that's
But what you're trying to do is make fun of like Black Americans say y'all do this and we don't do it. Everybody does it, bro.
Listen, the whole point, I didn't even get to finish my point. My whole point was other Black groups don't have this issue. It's only the Americans that have this issue by themselves.
Okay. All right.
Hold on.
And let me finish. Black Americans, shit.
Go ahead, get it out. We know you're having a problem getting your English.
What me and Black Michelle saying, we don't separate each other from Black Americans. This new FBA ADOS wave thing, that's where the separation is coming from. Because back growing up in the 90s, I didn't care where you was from. You was Black, we work in a job, we the only two Black people, we cool, we chill, whatever. That was it. So this real life ADOS FBA thing doesn't exist to me.
Y'all butthurt over that.
Okay, let me explain. Okay, I agree. The FBA ADOS thing is absolutely a new thing. As Black Americans, we decided to claim our tribe. That's all we're doing. Tribalism has existed all throughout the Black diaspora all over the world, especially on the continent.
And y'all
Black
saying we
man
can't claim
travels.
our shit.
Black man travels. You're from Haiti. You don't even get with black people on the other half of the island. Could have the same DNA.
Tell them.
Could have the same DNA and every fucking thing. So let's not pretend that tribalism does not exist on Hispaniola. It does.
But you know what? I've done my effort to unify the island.
I get that. Right.
So-
I'm not blaming
Unify the island. So you was out there with barbecue.
And
barbecue leading. Come on, man.
He's married to a Dominican.
All I'm pointing out is that it exists.
He's married to a Dominican and they have a mixed child, so he's done his fair part.
But brother, I'm not blaming you. I agree with you. I'm just saying everybody pretending like it doesn't exist, and like Obstacle said,
Kumbaya
it's FBA. We're claiming our tribe. We have been the lost tribe. We have found ourselves. We spent decades trying to unify and accept motherfuckers who don't want to accept us. I normally don't want to agree with it, and I still have a heart of openness, but they're winning me over every day. Fuck this. I'm FBA all day. Because I'm watching as I travel the world.
It's gang culture.
Listen, it's not gang culture. But you can just say, said, I'm Trini all day.
Trini, let me
finish all day.
Let me ask you
one at a time, guys. One at a time.
Hold on. Let me finish, and I'll
You
let
can say
my
I'm Trini. You can say I'm Trini all day. He can say I'm Haitian all day. And at the end of the day, y'all still have connections back in your island. Guess what we cannot do? Guess what we cannot do? We can't go back to any island, any other fucking country, and claim that we have family back there. We have no background.
Hold on, Ron.
Why is that your comparison?
Hold up, Trini. Let old Krusty go. Let's one at a time. We don't get
what you all do is you all get to claim your nationality. I'm Jamaican American. I'm Haitian American. I'm Nigerian American. As Ronan said, I don't know where my lineage goes. So my lineage is FBA. I'm FBA American. That's what I'm claiming, just like y'all. Because you make a clear distinction when you come within the diaspora to identify yourself as, you don't say Black American, you say Jamaican American. Y'all want to distinguish yourself away from Black American because the assumption is, I don't want to be looked at as African American. Like,
I'm sorry.
Let me finish.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
Everybody say we're lazy, we don't work hard, we're full of criminality. So y'all don't want to be affiliated with that. And let me finish. Let me finish. I'm saying it's your right to not want to be affiliated with us. I'm not upset about that. Then it is our right not to want to be affiliated with Haiti or Jamaica, which I have no claim to.
So
making it clear that I may look like a Haitian American.
You're admitting that you started this. You started this then. You started.
No, I didn't start it. I'm embracing it.
Oh, okay. Well, good luck on how that's gonna work out for you.
It's gonna work out similarly.
We don't need your luck. We don't need your luck. We don't need your luck. We built this and we still win. We don't need your luck. Put some respect on our name. We the billionaires. We the richest people in the world. We don't need your luck. Shout out to the empire. We don't need your luck. Keep it.
Get him out of here.
Good luck on Wakanda. Good luck on Wakanda, man. We don't need your luck. Get him out of here. Go wave your flag.
Hey,
Black immigrants are in the government.
Clear the house. Clear the house.
Y'all ain't winning. Y'all ain't winning. Put some respect.
And that's why y'all salty.
Watch your mouth when you come in here.
First black president is from where?
See, you know what I'm saying? I don't come in Haiti disrespecting y'all. Like, come on, man.
Congratulations, you played yourself. Congratulations, you played yourself.
Why you got so butthurt about the situation? We're not even saying nothing negative.
Y'all are butthurt over the whole.
What did Tariq say? Tariq, she said it right, man. I don't agree with him, but he said, you can't come from no failing nation and be coming over here telling us what to do. Get your stuff together at home before you start talking about what we're doing. You didn't even come in. You didn't even come in legally. I'm talking to Trump, black man travel. Your family didn't come in legally, so I'm talking to Trump and getting it done. We're gonna go ahead and retroact y'all arrest because you need to get your citizenship took. Put some respect on my ancestors' name. Wave the flag. Shout out to the empire.
You see how they come over here? I got a nice machete waiting for their ass.
Hey, look,
That don't
hey,
worry.
Oscar,
That don't worry. It didn't win in 1804. It ain't gonna win today. It
hey,
didn't win in
Oscar, tell
1804.
them
It ain't gonna
Jamaica
win
ain't nothing
today.
to be proud of either.
Y'all think the immigrants are the problem? That's what
What is
y'all really think so.
Jamaica known for other than weed?
That's
Wait a
fair
minute, wait a
talking.
minute, wait a minute, Trent.
That's
You talk about
hold
criminality.
on. We're 1% of the 14% of black people in this country.
Take care of
And
them
we're
damn diabetes and high cholesterol. Take care of that shit, man.
You take care of no electricity, no water, and no streets. You get that right. You got a guy named Barbecue leading your nations. Barbecue. Not even spicy barbecue, just regular barbecue.
The nation's
Paying off
America.
the people with barbecue food.
Oscar, I got one question I want to ask you. Trini, I got a question, Trini.
What's up?
Trini, I got a question.
Come talk to me. What you want to
Okay,
ask?
all right. You are a proud Jamaican.
No.
Not Jamaican.
You're ignorant American.
He's from Trinidad. Stop playing.
Oh, you're a Jamaican.
You're
I don't know
ignorant
what the fuck
American.
Trinidad is known for.
And this is why you get the terminology
Nothing.
American. You cannot think outside yourself. You have no knowledge of the world.
No, because I'm no.
You believe America is everything.
Trinidad.
I have great
traveled
knowledge.
anywhere.
I'm sitting there saying, I thought
It
you
is
was
everything. It
Jamaican.
is the
Don't you listen to these funky ass niggas tell you shit. These niggas got holes in their socks right now. Don't you listen to them?
Facts.
Holes in your
Because I'm like Jamaican known for weed, so you can't talk about
And
criminality.
jet skis. I don't want to hear it,
So what
man.
the fuck is Trinidad known for?
Steel drums, carnival,
Sugarcane,
food.
carnival, dancing around,
So we don't
twerking
need
before the twerking days, before Miley
So we don't
Cyrus.
need it.
Get out of here, man. Y'all be the fools with the glitter.
White
Man, come
sands,
on, man.
and playing on the beach with some steel
Right.
drums.
So we can
We was
throw that
known to
away.
build the White House. Put some respect on our name.
No,
man.
you were known for free labor.
Oh,
No.
You
We know.
know-
See, it come out. It come out, right? You see how they is? Put them up. Put them up.
Turned around.
Put
You
'em
don't
up.
run. You don't
see
run
it?
the
You see
TSA.
it? Yo, bro,
don't
you come on,
black
man.
president.
Y'all, you
guys
came
were
on
the
a boat,
underclass.
man.
Hey, no,
We the first black
Oscar,
president. Let's
no,
get it.
Oscar,
Let's get
tell
it,
him
man.
this.
And we billionaires. I don't see no billionaires on your whole island.
Look,
See
look,
none.
Oscar, hold
Put
up,
some
hold
respect on it.
Rihanna's one though.
Oscar, tell him you know what we known for?
Rihanna's
In
one.
America.
No, Oscar,
Rihanna's
tell him-
one.
A woman leading you. A woman leading
We
you.
live- we
Good
live in
shout outs to
America.
Hey,
you. Good out. Good out.
Let old Krusty go. I want to know. I want to know what old
Trini,
Krusty's
you know what
saying.
we known for?
I don't care.
14th Amendment, motherfucker, and you
I
ain't
really don't care.
qualified.
I
Yep.
really don't care.
That's why I
You
said
know, for the
revoke it,
14th
Trump.
Amendment,
Revoke
and
it.
you ain't
It's for
qualified.
us.
And again, they lame ass.
That's what we known for. The
They
14th
believe
Amendment.
the immigrants are the issue,
our women. Stay
right?
y'all ass
And
and deal with y'all women there.
The 14th
go ahead.
Amendment.
Wait,
gave
black man. Wait, black man. Say
birthright
it again. Say it
citizenship.
again, black man. Say it again.
Stay y'all black asses in the state and stay the fuck out the Caribbean.
I know you're not talking with the Dominican wife over there.
Ain't no fucking word about the Caribbeans, man.
Over there with the Dominican
And you be
wife.
crying the day we start buying
I don't-
islands and lands, talking
I don't
about
know-
they coming over
I
here
don't
and
know
buying
where,
our
I don't
land.
know where the
Get out
ADOS
of here.
from Tariq Nasheed.
Ain't no roads. Ain't no
that
infrastructure.
we
We ain't buying
owe
it.
black Americans something.
Hey, look, black
we-
man
we-
sitting
that-
in the
that
DR
they're on
hollering, me
top
no
of the
black, me
game.
no black.
You don't owe us nothing, man. Just watch your mouth when you in the empire.
Nah,
We
this
will
not.
cancel you.
Whoa,
We will cancel
whoa.
it.
Whoa, you think America
We
is
will
what?
cancel it.
Black Americans empire? You think that's what the
Yeah.
world look to? The
Yeah,
land of the
look,
black?
I'm not you. I'm
Yeah,
not
they
you.
look too
I am
old.
the man. I'm the
Yeah.
top 1%. A white boy can't say nothing to me. Boy, what you mean?
No, I'm just gonna say on a global scale, you think Americans look at the black man's country? They
Wait,
think
what?
you
On a
think-
global scale.
Yeah.
You think
You
Trinidad
think
is?
empire.
Stop
You
playing.
think- I
You
live in
think
America.
Trinidad is?
I live in America. I live
Bro,
in
they can't
America.
even point it out on the
America.
map.
I live
Nah,
in America.
you brought out that little flag, that little table dinner flag that y'all be waving, trying to wave your flag on the
Does the
sideline.
flag scare you? Does the Italian flag
Come
scare
on,
you?
bro.
And you
No,
know
no,
what?
baby.
You know what?
Come on, bro.
So here's the crazy thing
Let
about
me ask you a question. Hold on.
Put
Does
some
white
respect
people
on
have
the
flags?
empire.
Hold on, Krusty. White people
Go ahead.
got flags too. Does the Italian flag scare you?
Nope.
How about this? How about this?
I
How
tell
about
them
if you
to
go-
put
How about
that
this?
stupid
How about if you
stuff
go
go
to a
down.
neighborhood? How if you go to a neighborhood? All you see is American flags. I bet that scares you.
Wait a minute.
Shoot.
I just
At
got
least Italy got roads. At least Italy got roads.
I bet that scares
one
you.
question.
You can't even wear your flag.
I'm going to resolve this real quick. What is the most
USA.
influential race in the whole fucking world? How many races?
What's that? What's
What
that?
is the most influential race
Trinidad. Come
What the
in the
what
entire
the-
world? We influence so many other countries in the way we carry ourselves, our business. We influence them with our swag, our music, and everything else. That comes from black.
and you don't control it.
Man,
Black
be quiet.
American.
Brianna worked for a black American.
American.
So what you talking about, man? Put some respect. She underneath our record label. Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
No, you
I know you don't know
don't.
business
Ain't nobody out
structure.
there screaming
You don't
Trinidad,
control
Trinidad.
music.
Ain't nobody
You
out
don't
there.
control fashion.
I said Rihanna.
They're
I said
You
screaming
don't
black
Rihanna,
control.
my
You
dude.
don't control entertainment, and that's what you
Bro,
don't.
what
do.
do you control from Trinidad?
Ain't nobody
Nothing.
Trinidad, you can yell.
You don't even control the
doing
carnival.
I live
You
in
don't even
America.
control a
I live
carnival.
in America.
Hey, guys, one second. Hold up. I asked the question about why black people ain't making it. Y'all have answered my question.
We ain't in last place.
Y'all just answered my question. Why y'all don't make it? Y'all black people can't get along.
We
I
sound
just
like more than
It's all
anything
the-
else.
it's all the immigrants.
Sounded like a dog.
It was a fucked up question, Phil.
Brother, what's that?
Man, it's all the immigrants, man. The immigrants is the problem.
You know what? I'm gonna get me a fucking Trump hat. Fuck this shit.
Come on, come to the grind side.
These motherfuckers pissing me off.
I'm glad the white man comforts you.
I'm getting me a
glad.
fucking MAGA hat. Fuck this shit. This
I'm in
motherfucker.
his country. Be quiet, man.
Because
Cut it
when
out.
they done with the immigrants, guess who they coming for next?
Hey, I'm 14th Amendment, baby. 14th
Trinidad. They coming for
In the
Trinidad.
Constitution.
You next.
Just like the Mexican woman said,
14th
she's like,
Amendment's
they're
in
done with
the
the Mexican, they coming for
Constitution.
you guys.
Hey,
They
don't
coming
matter.
for you. I don't understand how
They
they
coming for
this.
Trinidad first. So I'll be right there to help
How they
them.
celebrate this.
I'll be right there to help them. I come back to serve in the
Yeah,
military.
let's listen to the hillbilly.
What color me shocked? The copper-coated con man has finally came out and said he can't get y'all's groceries to go no lower. It's almost like we told y'all tariffs do not combat corporate greed. For fuck's sake, folks, the Fanta-fascists use inflation like fish bait, and you some bitches that ain't got nothing going on behind your eyes or between your ears bid it hook, line, and sinker. Quick question for the members of the maggot militia. How does it feel when he finally tells you the truth and it turns out we've been right the whole time? Does it sting like salt in a wound, or does it sizzle like bacon grease on your bare chest when you cooking breakfast? And before one of you boot-guzzling wannabe cosplatriots pops up in my comments talking about how pumpkin spice Palpatine raising prices is actually going to be good for us poor folks, just shut the fuck up. We are done playing pretend. You are not this stupid, you just don't want to admit you were wrong. Anyways, y'all have a wonderful day. Keep them motherfucking boots out of your motherfucking mouth, and remember that the golden rule will always remain, yeehaw, fuck the law, and I will see y'all down the line.
That will be Darnell here in a couple months.
Oh Lord.
I'm looking forward to it.
Hey, I know we having fun on that. I got one more thing that we can maybe end it with going on this. Somebody said, and I don't know who it was, talking about diabetes. Maybe it was Black Man Travel. Black Man Travel said diabetes and high blood pressure and all of that. Now, on a serious note, no, this I'm trying to be serious. Why is it that we don't take care of ourselves, man? Why, black people, we dying of prostate, man. We dying of prostate cancer. We got high diabetes. We got sugar. We got all of that.
But that's white people too.
A little bit less.
It's skewed towards us. Stop running to the white man. That's a problem.
No, it's obesity is an American.
No, it's a problem in the black community altogether. All the tribes.
It's a problem too, and it's a problem in America because all the processed food we eat. Yeah. We eat very unhealthy in America.
No, but I say this. I've seen it where I've lived in places where they've eaten at the corner store. Like, I mean, not a meal ever prepared. Like, through a whole week, there was never a prepared meal with cereal.
Let me tell you this. Okay, Ron. I mean, Phyllis, let's not pretend that McDonald's and all those fast food places do not litter all of America.
I bet you it's not even available.
They are littered to all of America. And if they're littered all through America, people there are eating that shit. In Mississippi, Alabama, the Appalachia, in Chicago, New York, I agree. As a
But we're known for high blood pressure, heart disease, stroke, diabetes. That's us. I mean, we're more likely to have high blood pressure, more likely to have heart disease, more likely to have.
But what I keep saying is all these statistics that you're sitting there spouting, while we might be in first place, it's about 1 or 2 percentage points.
Hey, obstacle man, mute yourself, man. I can hear you.
No, I want to hear it. I want to hear the mega.
He rapping to his woman, man. Leave me alone, man. I hear baby. Yeah, he over there talking to his woman, man.
What I'm saying is this, I will agree with your information that yes, black people may be leading, but literally what I'm sitting there saying is when I look at a lot of these statistics that we look at, obesity, alcohol use, domestic violence, low education, when I look at the stats and I look at them frequently, the differences between the races are not as great as people make them sound. They make them sound, and then they're the greatest disparities between black and white. But when you look at black being first, Hispanic is like, right, they bumping against our ass. They're so close.
They already took over,
and that's among alcohol abuse, domestic violence, all of these negative categories. So I'm like, yeah, we more fucked up, but not by much. They can easily overtake us.
I know that's not the argument, bro.
I know that's not the argument. The argument is
I didn't know there was a consolation prize.
We number 2.
It is not the argument that they're close. The argument is that, like when Fearless say this, I'm like, why are we romanticizing these other communities like they're significantly better than us? They're not.
It says African American adults are 60% more likely to be diagnosed with diabetes than white adults.
Now, right, than white. But when you look at other communities, it's almost the same thing. So I'm saying, yes, there's a great disparity.
That's the black American view. They don't want to be measured against the white man. They want to be measured against weaker races. You know, they want to be measured why you want to change the measuring stick, bro?
No, my whole point is don't romanticize the other races and say Hispanics are better.
Well, after you take accountability of your shit.
Yeah, just say that. Then just say that. But why are y'all sitting there?
I think that's what Fearless was trying to say.
Wait.
No, he asked earlier about Hispanics.
Fearless, you need to be very specific when you say black Americans. Break that down by race, meaning Hispanic. I mean, Haitian versus Jamaican versus because there's more than one black people and they eat differently.
Black Americans, so black Americans.
You guys have a different diet. Hold on. Y'all have a different diet than us, so you got to break it down by diet.
It's one.
But their diet is probably better than ours because they eat right. Plantains.
Not if they're eating it here. Not if they're eating it here. They're still getting that same process.
That's an assumption.
They still get the same process bullshit here.
No, that's an assumption.
But Ronan, it's still only 1%, Ronan. It's not going to change much. It's still only 1%.
Bullshit.
It's still only 1% of black people.
Let me put it this way. At the end of the day, listen, at the end of the day, these are all minute numbers because we're only 12% of the goddamn population. And we're even less. 12% of the population, and we're only even less than that of brothers that actually have passports that can travel.
And if you say only we're only 1% of the black,
so we're always going to be the exception to the rule for everybody in this fucking room. Just everybody that's black ain't got no goddamn passport.
All right, let's talk about this then, because you're talking about diseases. Maybe you can't control a disease.
Okay.
What about obesity?
Black folks, black Americans.
No, it's
black everybody. See,
what about
you trying to separate?
I know.
There you go again, trying to separate. When it's convenient. When it's fucking convenient.
It's just as bad in the diaspora.
I know, but black Americans.
No, it ain't go. Hey, you can go over to Africa and see a lot of fucking Africans too.
Nah. Hold up. Remember, I've been to Africa. Hold up,
man. Some cultures, fat women are fucking delicate. Women sit there and get fat for a reason.
Ronan, they're still not nowhere close to the obesity level of black men.
Yes,
80%. Hold on,
they're
this is
eating
a fact.
American foods over there too,
bro. It's. Do you understand?
So all those Tanzanian women with those big fat asses, that's all natural, right? All those Tanzanian women over there is just natural. That's just the way it's supposed to be.
In Africa?
Trini, we're gonna give it to you. Black Americans, go ahead, Fearless. Next stat. Obesity, Black Americans. Go ahead.
No, I think it's all black people, not just Black Americans.
Okay, go ahead. Next stat.
Black Americans.
I think the only disease that we should ever lead in is sickle cell. That should be it.
Okay.
That's just because we can't. That's just because we can't control sickle cell.
Okay. Fearless. Who leads in suicide?
Black Americans.
Bullshit. Fuck you.
I don't know why you keep asking these questions.
Right. Who leads in suicide? Who leads in depression? You know what I'm saying? Who leads in alcoholism? Who leads in
white people?
Black Americans.
See what I'm saying? It's like, no, we don't. It's white. You motherfuckers.
Who leads in abortions?
Black
Americans. No, white Americans.
No, Black Americans. In the United States, I'm looking at it right. No, in the United States, non-Hispanic Black women had the highest abortion
percentage, not total.
Yeah, but
why
you can only go by
percentage, bro. Jesus Christ! You want to change the question, change the venue?
You can only go by a percentage.
What are you counting by? Per capita or total?
Jesus, you want to do landmass?
Black.
Here's the thing.
Total white.
Go by home ownership next.
Yeah, you got to go by a different number because there's more of them than us. So we're only 12% of the population.
No, but that doesn't. But you got to go by percentage.
Wait. So
you have to go by percentage.
If they have 1 million women that get abortions in a year, but yet and still we're only 12% of the population, and we have maybe 200,000 that get a population. Our number is still going to be higher because we're less people.
Exactly. I keep telling y'all.
They still got 1 million fucking abortions.
No,
so
but you go by
center. You got to look at a different.
You always go by the percentage of the people. If there's 100 people, if there's 100 white people, and there's 20 black people, and half the black people are criminals, and that means if you say half of them are criminals, that's 10. That's 10 of them. And if you say 11 white people are criminals, that means there's more white criminals, yes.
Oh, man.
But by percentage, half of us are criminals.
But they have more criminals.
They don't like
because they're a larger population.
Okay, they have more criminals.
By number, they're going to be larger. But
they have more criminals.
That we're going to look bad by percentage.
But what that means?
So
okay, then let me do it like this.
Up?
So when we talk about criminals, we don't care about the
better than us.
All right, let me do it like this. If I see 1,000 snakes come,
who just dropped off now?
Right.
I don't know who dropped off.
You see 1,000 snakes.
Obstacles.
You see 1,000. So you see 1,000 red snakes, and you see 20 black snakes.
Oh,
yep. And all the black snakes.
20 black snakes scare you more than the 1,000 red snakes.
If somebody told me that half of the if they told me that half of them black snakes are poisonous.
And then half of the red ones are poison.
No, not half, because you got to go by percent.
Oh no! Oh, okay.
No, that's right. So if I see 1,000 red snakes and only 10 of them red snakes is poisonous,
hold on. Half of the black snakes, that would be what?
10.
20, 10, and then half of the 1,000 and half of the 100.
No, we can't do half.
Why not? You're using the same number for both.
No, you're not.
Same number to both.
You are doing percentages.
So wait, y'all didn't. Hold on, y'all didn't do statistics in school, bro?
I know they did. That's why I don't understand what he's talking about.
You got 20 black snakes and you got 100 red snakes.
Yes.
What's the percentage?
If I say half of, if you said by numbers, I said by percentage. So I said
20 black, 100 red.
If I said half of the black snakes,
so that's 10 black ones.
How he answer his own question?
50 red.
No, because now we're saying by numbers. We're saying 10. We're only saying 10.
You said half.
You keep changing the question.
You're using two different numbers.
Using two different numbers. You can't use both.
If you're going to use one thing, you're going to say 50%. That applies to both sides.
Listen.
You can't switch up the game.
Stop. This is what I said.
Order.
I said that there are more. Listen. I said the majority, the higher percentage rate of black women have abortions.
Yep.
Ronan said, but by numbers, it's more white. And I said, because there's more white. So just take that. So if I say, well, percentage-wise, blacks are higher.
Correct.
All right. So let's go with the snakes. You got 20 snakes.
And
so
half
of those. That means half.
So that would
means
be 10.
So if I said out of that 1,000 snakes,
no,
out of that 1,000 snakes, 1,100 snakes, whatever the white snakes is.
Right. It wouldn't be 11.
Snakes.
It would be
Crazy talk. This is crazy.
Man, are y'all just not understanding this, man?
Let me say I got it. Phyllis, I got it. We all know, right? White people take more food stamps than black people, right?
Thank you.
But
the percentage is higher in the black community.
Correct.
Right, because there's less of us.
Yes.
Correct. But we use it at a higher rate.
But who do you think? Wait. Why do you think they skew the numbers like that to make us?
It's not skewed.
It's not.
Republicans use it to say that we benefit from it more because more of our people use it for a small community.
But Trini, you said the percentage, and I agree. But because they have a significantly higher population,
they are never going to offset
the numbers of who use the program
are higher by white people,
costing the program more money because the program pays out,
and the white people vote against
it. They don't say it though.
Let's end
the thing is, they don't say it though. They don't say it that way.
Yeah, but they don't say it.
They'll use the negative skewed number to influence the population instead of using it as saying, even though black people by population use it more, there are more white people utilizing the system. Therefore, they cost more than black people using the system.
Right.
They ain't saying it like that.
In dollars, they spend more to feed white people than the black people because it's more fucking white people they gotta feed.
I got you. Let me ask this question. No, let me ask this question then.
They think white
if we 13% of the population, right?
Yes.
Right.
All right. If half those women are going to divorce you,
okay,
that's only 7.5%.
Okay,
right?
Say 6 for even. Go ahead, 6%.
All right.
Yeah.
6%.
Okay.
If you take all of the white people and only 6% of those white women going to divorce you, who would you marry? The black woman or the white woman? Because that means out of
percentages. You have no idea what percentages are.
Phyllis, forget it.
No. Listen.
Black America not good with math.
Just stop. Go back. No.
It's not about the math. It's not about the math. Listen, y'all. If y'all would stop about the math and think outside the box, listen. If y'all would stop thinking about the numbers and think outside the box, listen. Let me finish. Let me finish. If y'all would stop thinking about the math and think about the perception, it's the perception of the number that makes it look bad. But at the end of the day, they are more than us. So it's actually more of them utilizing the system and depleting the system more. It's just if you look at the number, it looks bad on us. But if you think outside the box and leave out the numbers, it's really them utilizing the system more. But they just put it in a certain way to make it look bad on black people.
I don't know how y'all don't understand. Maybe it's concentration.
I do understand. Man, I'm a fucking architectural major. Don't tell me I don't understand numbers. I'm saying I said leave the numbers alone and look at outside the box. I just said that. If y'all look at 4 dimensions, y'all see, here's the thing. Y'all think in 2 or 3 dimensions. Y'all don't think in 4 or 5 or 6 dimensions. Y'all thinking on 2-dimensional scale.
Ronan, nobody thinks in 4 or 6 dimensions.
Okay.
Cut it out, Ronan.
You don't.
Can I ask you a question?
I'll beat you in 3D chess.
Okay, let me say 10%. If I had a small pie and I said I want.
Here we go with the.
Just hear me. Just hear me.
Wait, is that sweet potato pie or is that bean pie?
No, just for
top
1
pie you
second.
black American?
No, it's macaroni pie. You got
Please,
the
I
Lasagna one.
promise you I'm gonna be quick with it. Listen, guys. We know what a small pie look like, and we know what a large pie looks like, right? We can visualize a big ass pie and a small pie. And if I say give me 10% of that pie and 10% of that pie, which fucking piece is gonna be bigger?
The small pie.
Wrong.
No,
thank you. Thank you.
Pie is gonna look bigger.
The fuck is wrong?
It's going to be bigger, but in percentage, it's going to be the small.
Yes, that's the argument.
But listen. Even if you look at it that way, and you look at this bigger pie being the slice is bigger by volume, the bigger pie is also going to weigh more than the smaller pie.
Everything about it is going to be bigger.
It's perception, and y'all ain't getting it. Y'all are perceiving a number, and yes, the number is right. Mathematically, it looks right on paper, but everything on paper ain't necessarily fucking right.
Yes, it's the same 10%.
Just like mathematically, a fucking helicopter shouldn't fly, but it does. Everything by math doesn't have to be proven in ones and zeros. You have to think outside of that fucking box. Y'all are stuck in the fucking box on a number. And it's not about the number, it's about perception.
Hey, I have a question. What type of pie you black Americans like?
Oh my god.
Apple
I
pie.
prefer sweet
Apple
potato,
pie.
but I do like a good apple pie, and I do like a good pumpkin pie every once in a while.
No bean pie?
No, I'm not Muslim. I'm not a Muslim. I'm not a Muslim.
Okay.
We Americans here.
Maybe a little
Muslims
blueberry.
didn't come to
I mean,
hey.
Ronan,
That ain't an American. That ain't an
Muslim
American.
Americans, Ronan. What's wrong with you?
Oh, okay. What kind of pie? No, Ronan. Let me ask him. What kind of pie you Haitians like? Cat or dog?
Oh shit!
They like pussy.
Well, that's not what I heard. I heard brothers had a problem with eating the poontang pie. What the fuck?
Well, we're not known for that.
Are we breaking stereotypes up in this bitch tonight or what?
We're not known for that.
We're not known to do that. That's a black.
Exactly.
Black
Y'all
American
can't
thing.
even claim that. Y'all can't even claim that right.
All type of cats and shit.
Mm-hmm. If you eat a cat, you can eat some poontang.
Oh God, you guys are fucking hilarious.
What's serious question? What's the difference between a sweet potato pie and a pumpkin pie? I don't know the difference.
It's
We don't eat
the
fucking
texture and
pumpkin.
everything is right, but the sweet potato is naturally more sweeter. You got to put more sugar in a pumpkin pie, but the texture is about the same.
But they come from
And what they do is they got white people for pumpkin pie. I don't even know why that is. White people
White
pumpkin
people
pie,
did the
black
pumpkin
people
and the
sweet
sweet potato.
pie.
Yeah.
But they're two different plants. A
Yeah.
pumpkin is
I
a
know that,
pumpkin,
but it looked the
and
same.
sweet potato. But sweet
They look the same at the end, yes, but they come from
Yeah.
the potato, a
Actually,
sweet potato
potato.
versus a big ass pumpkin. Yeah,
and one come from a big ass pumpkin that has no fucking taste, which makes no sense.
Okay.
it does, but it's
Black American.
it's acquired.
Yeah, definitely
It
black
ain't no
American.
black American shit. It's
That
white
is
I eat,
American.
what you mean? I eat it, but
I don't
again,
eat that shit.
y'all claim I ain't white. I mean, anyway.
Yeah, you hate.
I think y'all
I
y'all
hate
been
you.
drinking
That's
tonight, man. Y'all been drinking
I ain't
tonight.
had a
Y'all
touch.
are rare tonight.
Oh,
Y'all
yeah,
all
we
rare
want
tonight.
I haven't had a sip in weeks.
Good, good.
Old Krusty,
Hold
man.
up now.
You want to
Yeah, whenever the last time I was with
You
the white
crashed out
people, y'all had-
online. No,
I didn't crash out. No, I didn't crash out.
You did.
No, I didn't crash out. I had 3 tall cans that night.
You
That was
crashed out
it.
a little bit, bro.
I didn't crash.
We got witnesses up in the chat. Drew will tell you crashed out that night.
Nah.
Man, y'all in rare form tonight, brother. Y'all's in rare form, man. Convo, you say convo about to get sidetracked to pies. I know that's right. Well, you can't
Hey.
do nothing with black folks.
Like I
man.
said, they think in numbers. You talking about just? I'm thinking volume, depth, how much it's bigger. Y'all just thinking about the basic number, rudimentary.
You just like a black man. Y'all always think something is bigger when it really ain't. Man. Yeah, brother. Well, I guess we can wrap this up, man. This was funny. I think old Krusty,
Yeah, it
man,
was.
he done went in on us. He done had it. American Live had to leave it. He said I couldn't even do it. He had to go back out.
He had to sit in the bleachers and watch. There's too much for his old brain.
This was
You gotta-
fun, guys.
You got to take
We
ginkgo
said-
biloba in the morning, American Talk.
We said we was just gonna do 2 hours, but y'all got us
Yeah.
tonight. We had some fun. And old Krusty, we got to keep you off that liquor. What you drinking on, brother? What you drinking? You feel the cup back up? Damn.
Hold on.
Tonic, baby.
Let's Just John. Just John said, "I think outside the box, bigger, deeper, wetter." Damn.
Ain't nothing like some Tanqueray or some Hendrix.
I like the way you think, Just John. There you go. You got to think of the depth, the weight. Yeah, all that matters. It's just not about just the slice. The fuck?
But old Krusty, just about 2 seconds ago, when you poured the whole cup, it was empty. You got a refill?
Yes,
Yeah.
I did.
Friday night. He said it's Friday night. I ain't got shit to do. I can get drunk and go to bed. In
I'm
peace.
gonna have this glass with me in my casket.
I'm not mad at you, man. I'm not
It's
mad.
a Black American thing.
Right. You wouldn't understand.
Nope.
Man.
But it was a good
Fellas.
conversation. I definitely appreciate it.
Hey, I want y'all to stay tuned, man. We're gonna get off of here, but Ronan spent some hours. You know, he a little bit old on Social Security disability.
Yeah, y'all call me Knuckle Dragon, ass old Neanderthal, but I'm fucking keeping up with you whippersnappers out there.
Yeah,
I
and he
got
made
opponent
a hell of it.
bullshit AI art.
Well, hey, that's why you need to stay tuned.
On that
You
shit right
motherfuckers
there.
got a lot more gray in real life than on
Hey,
that fucking
hey.
AR bullshit.
That's why it's called
Oh,
AI,
Chris.
goddammit.
Hey,
You gotta
That's why
stay
it's called
tuned.
AI. You ain't got to be accurate.
Speaking of AI, how's
motherfuckers
the
looking
chick in
like
the
they did
Philippines?
That's why it's AI.
How's that chick
Hey, I
in the
want
Philippines?
I want
doing
everybody
good.
in the
You'll
chat
see
to
her in
stay
April.
tuned, man, because Ronan put his foot in this intro that we had, and we're gonna play it on the way out.
It was good.
So
It was good.
he jammed
I
on
got
that.
that Canal looking like Canal, maybe in his younger years when he was a little.
Listen, you need to do one of me, man. I need to send you some pictures, dog.
Hey,
me
hey,
some
Ronnie,
pictures
you
of
need
that
to do
guap.
one of him
Send me
with
some
them
pictures and
escorting
give
his
me
ass
some
to the
of that
border.
I'll send you some Trini money.
No.
Oh, shit. I don't know. How much is your
do
training
one of
money
them
worth?
Ronnie, do
It's
one
the
of them
one.
escorting their ass to the border.
I might have to. If that's a topic, I might have to do that one.
Hey, fellas, and I want to let y'all know the next Thursday, we're gonna have one or two topics. Either it's gonna be daddy issues, or the other one is you put it in a book, and black man ain't gonna read.
The best way to hide something from a black man is to put it in a book.
Put it in the
See?
book. That's gonna be our Thursday night
man,
thing.
or we gotta break it down by Haitian
Yeah,
Trinidad.
we might have to break it down by nationality because y'all like to wave your motherfucking flags too much.
You sound like a hater.
So if y'all get a chance,
Hey, we
please
got a
stop
flag
by
now,
on
too. There's an
Thursday night
FBA
therapy,
flag.
man.
So
I got the American flag, man. That's all you got.
I got an FBA flag. I ain't even got to do that. I
The
got
same,
an
the same
FBA
flag that they oppress you with. That's all.
Flag. Just swing it around proudly.
Yeah,
Well, fellas, I'm gonna go ahead and end this, man. This has been
You
live.
know that.
Tune in next week for us. Tune in Thursday for that. That I want you to come on there, old Krusty. I want especially we got daddy issues. I know that.
I know you got some repressed.
I mean, that's definitely an American thing.
Yeah, that's a black American thing.
You gotta get that.
I might take this one out.
You gotta dig that shit out there, Uncle Rico. You gotta dig that shit out deep. I know how we Generation X like to
Fuck you, I don't take care of my kids. That's a black American thing.
There you go. That's the culture. You on child support?
Fuck you.
Oh, all right.
My kid's 30. Yeah, I'm still paying.
Damn.
Fellas, we out.
Yeah.
Good night,
All
gentlemen.
right.
Hey, leave a comment, like, subscribe if you're on the replay crew. Share the
Yep.
live, and we'll see you either on one of Canal's rants. You'll see us on hit and runs on Wednesday. You'll see us on Thursday night therapy, or come back to Lions Den next week. We'll have another exciting topic.
Yep. All right.
All right, folks. We're just 2 minutes away from the show we've all been waiting for, The Lion's Den. You know it's about to be crazy, interesting, and downright hilarious tonight. If you've been here before, you already know why this is one of the few shows that keeps you glued to the screen the entire time. The host, Fearless. What can I say? The man's a legend. Handsome, well-built, and an intellectual powerhouse. Quick-witted doesn't even begin to describe him. This guy handles every topic like a pro and never misses a beat. And you can't forget Keenal from Black Man Travels. Deep thinker, always dropping knowledge, bringing those big conversations that really make you sit back and reflect. He's all about opening up your mind to new perspectives. Oh, and when Ronan steps in, it's a whole different vibe. The man brings balance, discipline, and humor all wrapped into one. He's the kind of guy that can crack you up 1 second and drop wisdom the next. This is grown folks talk. No nonsense, no drama. Just real, respectful conversations. They get into the deep stuff, but they always respect everyone's viewpoint. You can trust the Lion's Den to bring real, unfiltered, adult conversations with that perfect mix of intellect and fun. You've got your popcorn ready, right? Because in just about a minute, this place is gonna light up. Get comfortable, hit that subscribe button if you haven't, and make sure you're locked in. Let's go. The Lion's Den is about to start.
All right, it's almost time. I've been waiting for this all week. Is it just me, or does time slow down when you're waiting for the Lion's Den to start?
Come on, let's go. I got things to say tonight. I'm ready to hop on the panel. You better have subscribed already. If you haven't hit that subscribe button and smash the like by now, what are you waiting for? You gotta support the Den, people.
Hit that notification bell too, unless you want to miss out and hear about it later.
This is the show you don't want to miss. Every week I'm here waiting. The energy, the conversations, is about to get real.
Tick tock, I swear this is the longest minute of my life.
Tick tock, tick tock. The panel tonight's gonna be fire. I can feel it. Who's joining tonight? Let's go. Hit that subscribe button already.
Yo, grab your popcorn, grab your drink. It's about to go down. You're not ready for what's coming. I got my snacks, my drink,
and I'm locked in.
Let's get this show started.
All right. Quiet down. The show's about to start. Everyone ready?
Silence. The Lion's Den is about to begin. Let's go.